of the week. And Pat, now we look ahead here is a very special night here as Middletown's home Cavalier at Everett Meredith Middle School, where the Cavaliers play their home games, and should be a good matchup here between a Middletown team and a team that's got off to a tough start in Caesar Rodney. So we'll start with Middletown here. What have you seen from them so far this year?
Yeah, and this is a little bit of a home field advantage out here at Cavalier Stadium. Like you said, it's at Everett Meredith Middle School, but this used to be the Middletown High School back in the day, before the days of you and I. It's got a homey feel to it. The stands will get packed. This place will be rocking and loud. And as for the game is concerned, Middletown coming into this one looking pretty good to start the year off. 3-1, 17-6 win week 1 against Smyrna. They backed that up with a shutout, 33-0 at Concord. They did fall to Hodson, 35-14, a game that we did. And then they came back last week and put a thumping on Delcastle, 42-0. Injuries have been something to keep an eye on with Middletown. And tonight, they could be getting back their star quarterback, 10th grader Braden Davis. This young man is the real deal, Nick. I mean, we saw him in warm-ups. He does not miss a throw. Already been offered by the University of Alabama and Nick Saban. So we'll keep an eye on to see if he's going to play. His wrist is taped up, but we'll see what happens with him. If he's playing, this is a whole different team. It takes them into that next level.
It absolutely does, and we'll again waiting to see if he gets on the field for the Middletown Cavaliers tonight. And now, Pat, we look over to the visiting team here opposing Caesar Rodney Riders. Not exactly the start they wanted to get off to this year, coming into this contest at 1-3. But a big win over Polytech a few weeks ago, and then a tough outing against Sussex Central where they showed up a 34-21 loss there, but a tough team in Sussex Central. They're defending state champs. And what are they going to look to bring here tonight to Middletown?
I mean, the thing with CR is, they've gotten off to a 1-3 start, but they're going to fight. Those teams from down in Kent and Sussex County, they bring a little extra punch. They don't go down slowly and don't go down easily, and they're going to come out here. They're going to give a battle. I expect a close game early, and then perhaps you see Middletown pull away, as this game goes on. But Caesar Rodney's going to come ready to play in this one. A couple guys to keep an eye on are Corey Handy. He's a junior receiver, number 17. He's made some big plays, including an 80-yard touchdown week 1. Look for him to make some plays through the air. And then their quarterback, guy that we're going to see here, number 4, Tremere Woodland. He's a junior quarterback as well. He's a dual threat kind of guy, can make some plays, both through the air and with his feet. Expect those guys to really step up for CR. And, I mean, they're kind of in must-win territory right now. If they need to pull off an upset here if they want to keep this season alive.
And again, against Caesar Rodney, coming into the year, maybe some higher aspirations than what they've kind of lived up to. But again, a lot of football left to play here in the state of Delaware. And for them, it all starts here tonight. And now we'll look at our top 10, Pat. We had our 302 Sports Weekly on Wednesday where we went over the top 10. And now we'll go over the top 10 currently right now. Again, we have a big one on our hands in front of us. Middletown, they come in after a few big wins. Again, they suffered that loss at Hodson, but again, they're back looking to get on track tonight. They come in as the number 2nd ranked team in the state behind Hodson, who again, they lost to a little while ago. And then you round out Smyrna at 3, Sally's at 4, and Dover at 5.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great talented teams in there. Smyrna really coming on strong, right? 2 big wins against the number 1 team in the state back-to-back weeks with Sussex Central and of course Salesianum. And Middletown's right up there with them. I mean, they got the weapons. If Braden Davis is back, he's the top quarterback in the state of Delaware. There's no doubt about that. The young man who filled in for him didn't do a too bad job, Colby Chambers. The junior there, he's done a decent job as a backup quarterback. But you look at Najir Smith, the running back, is going to make some plays. Jaheim Wing, tight end, defensive end, makes plays on either side of the ball. DeQuez Walker, shut down cornerback, and also gets the job done at the receiver position as well. They're loaded. I mean, this is one of the most talented teams in the state of Delaware. And I'll tell you what, the top 5 teams in this state are extremely talented and pretty much interchangeable.
And as we saw from Chambers against Hodson, he kind of got more comfortable and settled in more as the game progressed. We'll see who's our starter for Middletown. We'll let you know when we know. So we're going to take our first short break here on 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290 and iHeartRadio. We'll be back with more pregame action here live from Middletown.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, We're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So, for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley.
Welcome back live inside 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and the iHeartRadio app. Nick Allison, Jimmy Patrick, Darren us on hand for our Middletown Caesar Rodney game of the week here on this Friday night. But before we get started, Pat, a special night, if you will, here at Middletown High School. You look out and you see the crowd. You're looking at a lot of orange, and you want to talk about it.
Yeah, and we got the orange on as well. Obviously, this weekend, if you haven't heard, we lost a very big part of the Delaware athletic family, and young man Troy Haynes lost his battle to cancer. A very unfortunate situation, but we're here to celebrate his life. The Middletown has put together, it's a tremendous honor. Everyone out here fighting like four, wearing the orange for him. Of course, he was a two-time state champion quarterback at Woodbridge. An amazing young man. We had the honor to talk with him a few times, and extremely humble, was just happy with life, happy with playing football. Was actually going to go play, I believe, at Mount Union, a Division III powerhouse. And you know, the kid was dual sport athlete, playing basketball at Woodbridge as well. You know, and tonight we're honoring him. And that it just shows how great the Delaware community is, everybody getting together and honoring him in this special way.
Absolutely. Again, it's been a tough week here up and down the state of Delaware after suffering that tragic loss, but our thoughts and prayers, again, are all with Troy's family for this time, and obviously he's on everyone's mind this weekend.
Absolutely.
And now back to the game at hand here. You see Caesar Rodney now coming out. They're taking the field here about 4:42 away from kickoff, Pat, between the game in front of us, but we got another special game here live on 302 Sports from downstate.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good games going on this weekend, but the one that we're doing downstate with Benny Mitchell and a gang is Woodbridge, #1 team in Division II, taking on the 5th-rated Archmere Auks in Division II. Two undefeated teams down there. One unbeaten will go home with a loss in that one. You see two very talented teams that get the job done in different ways. I mean, Archmere has really done a good job, you know, figuring some things out with a lot of lost players. Same with Woodbridge. So that's a game that, you know, if you're listening to us on Fox Sports 1290, maybe you can flip over and watch on 302 Sports the other game. Yeah,
should be a fantastic game. And Pat, now back to Middletown. Caesar Rodney, you see the inflatable Middletown helmet. It's up, ready to go. They're about to come out, show some intensity. Also homecoming here tonight for Middletown, so you got a huge crowd. Obviously the intensity is high. And Pat, now for some keys to the game before we get started here. If you're Middletown, what do you do to gotta defend your home turf here and get a win here tonight?
You got to jump on Caesar Rodney early. They're a team who has struggled, obviously, to start the year off. You don't want to give them any sense of hope in this one. You're on your home field. It's homecoming. No matter who the quarterback is, but especially if Braden Davis is in the game, I think you see them take a shot deep early. Middletown definitely wants to get on the board early to start this one off.
And now you look at Caesar Rodney. They're coming into hostile territory. Homecoming, we mentioned it here in Middletown High School. Rough start for them. This is kind of a game if you're them. You have to come in and get up for. If you're Caesar Rodney, what do you got to do to take down the Cavs here and pull off the upset?
I mean, it's going to be tough. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is a powerful offense at full strength, Middletown. Defensively, Caesar Rodney's going to have to try and slow them down. It's as simple as that, and it's easier said than done. But if you can limit the pass game and you can stop Smith somehow in the run game, you're going to have a chance to compete in this one. All you want to do is get into that locker room with this game close, because then at that point, anything can happen.
Absolutely. You just saw Middletown take the field. They're both on opposing sidelines. Coin flip and national anthem just a few moments away. We're going to take our last break here on the 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290 pregame show. When we come back, more action kickoff live from Middletown right here.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy...
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local.
And welcome back live inside 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, full squad here live at Everett Middle School. We're the home of the Middletown Cavaliers, our second-ranked team in the state of Delaware, as the captains just took the field for the coin toss. They're taking on opposing Caesar Rodney Patton, a matchup of number 2 versus unranked here tonight.
Absolutely. And Middletown won the toss, and they elected to receive. So one of the keys to the games that we talked about there, get on the board early, right? Well, guess what? Middletown's going to get the ball. We're going to see who's out there at quarterback. Is it going to be Chambers? Is it going to be the Phenom Davis? We're going to find out here shortly after the anthem. But I'm excited, man. High school football, there's a nip in the air.
I was going to say,
it's amazing. It's a great atmosphere.
Football weather for sure here tonight in Middletown. It's, as we get into fall here, October. Now we're starting to experience that October weather. We do like the heat, we do like summer, but we're ready for that fall weather now here as we're getting ready for the national anthem. So before we get that started, we'll take a short break here for the national anthem. We'll stay on the air, and you'll hear the national anthem live, and then we'll pick up action right here.
As right now we can see the members of the I believe this would be with ROTC program here, bringing the flags out to honor America. It's a great tradition they do here in Middletown.
And again, you see that wind blowing here. There's definitely some wind here tonight. That'll have its effect on the field.
It will, and we'll have to see what happens with that. Do the teams stay on the ground? Do they stick to the ground game and not try to throw the football? Something that we're going to find out here in a few minutes after the anthem.
And now we'll take a pause for the national anthem right here on 302 Sports and iHeartRadio. And we welcome you back live inside 302 Sports. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem here in Middletown.
Yeah, that was. And yeah, they were right next to us up here in the booth, and you know the students did a great job there. You know, it's something that we've seen every time we've come here. And we've been here a couple of times. Nick Alessandrini and Fox Sports 1290 has been here in the past as well. It's just a really cool tradition that they do. They bring the flag and the colors out onto the field. They also have the students up here in the booth singing it. And there's nothing like hearing a national anthem in person, I feel like, instead of a recording. Gives you chills every time you hear it.
Absolutely. And now both teams getting ready. Homecoming here tonight for Middletown as they welcome the Caesar Rodney Riders. Number 2 versus the Middletown versus the unranked Riders. Just a few moments away from kickoff here. Middletown, they will receive.
Yeah, you can see Najee Smith back there, as well as Timothy Butler Jr., to St. Mark's transfer, on to kick for the Riders. Number 48, or I'm sorry, number 49, not listed on the roster.
And that's a great start here now as we look to number 11, Timothy Butler. He'll be back deep to receive for the Cavaliers. You hear that ruckus here in front of us. That's the Middletown crowd, packed full house here for their homecoming game here tonight. As we are now just a few seconds away as Caesar Rodney set to kick this one off.
Another great tradition here is the cowbells, as you're hearing them.
And we are underway. That will be received by Butler. He'll take it. Got some room to run. Breaks past the first line of kickoff team. And he's at the 40, 45. Going to make his way to midfield to the 45, down to the 40 of Caesar Rodney. So Middletown, they get the start they wanted.
Yeah, it was. A good 50-yard return from Butler, and he did what a return man should do. He got north-south. Was not trying to run east-west. Found his hole, hit it, and exploded through. Great start and great field position for Middletown. And you can see now, Nick, look who's leading the offense out on the field for Middletown. None other than the sophomore standout, Braden Davis.
So that's the moment we've all been waiting for, Pat. We talked about it pregame. We didn't know, or we're unsure of who we were going to see here tonight.
This young man is unreal. And I know you folks listening on the radio on Fox Sports 1290 can't quite see it, but we're going to do our best to try and describe the talent that this young man has.
So here we go. Middletown will start in the gun. Braden Davis in the rifle. He'll take the snap. He'll quickly hand it off to the left side. And it gets out to about the 34-yard line.
That's Najee Smith, number 6. He's another guy to keep an eye on here. He's a smaller guy, but the quickness and the speed that he has is almost unparalleled in the state of Delaware. He's another one of those players that we should keep an eye on, much like Javon Peace from Dover. It's hard to bottle him up. And I'm telling you, with Davis in the game here, Middletown's offense is extremely unpredictable.
And now we'll have a stoppage here. Ref timeout as they'll toss the ball to the sideline, maybe looking to get a new ball, something to do here. Now they're calling for one. They'll toss one in. And again, Middletown now set up with a second of about 3 at the Caesar Rodney 33-yard line.
I don't think I've ever witnessed that before there. A change of the game ball after only one play.
So here we go. Davis back in the gun. He'll send a man in motion from left to right. And now we have some movement, I believe, up front.
Not quite sure what's going on. Play was blown dead. There was no flag thrown. They're waving Davis off the field. I'm not sure why. I really am not sure what is going on. The officials blew that play dead. And for at least one play here, we're going to see Colby Chambers here, Nick.
Colby Chambers, we got a chance to check him out against Hodson the other couple weeks ago on that morning matinee kickoff there over at Hodson High School. And now we'll see him again here on 2nd and 3 from the CR 33-yard line. They'll need about 2 yards to get the first down. And now Chambers will set up in the shotgun. 2 running backs, one to his left, one to his right. He'll take the snap, and he'll give. I believe it's Smith on the carry. Gets pick up the first down and maybe a yard or 2 more. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Middletown at the CR 29.
Yeah, Sean Woolleyhand on that tackle there, number 47 for Caesar Rodney. And so far, the running game getting the Middletown Cavaliers a first down. Braden Davis back on the field, so not quite sure what that could have been. Maybe it was something with the uniform. Not 100% sure.
So now in comes Braden Davis. New set of chains for the Middletown offense. 1st and 10 from the CR 28-yard line. Running back to his left. Trips to the right. Again, they'll hand off quickly to Smith, who has a big hole, and he gets through, but then some laundry on the field here on first down.
Yeah, that just usually means holding. 2 flags actually on the field, and we're going to see exactly what this is. This could be a big-time penalty against Middletown that could push him back, but you talked about the wind, Nick, believe it or not, in the pregame, and so far it's been 3 conservative runs from Middletown, not airing it out yet. They're going into the wind right now, going towards the left touch end zone here.
Again, Middletown, they're in the all-blue jerseys, white letters and numbers. They're going from right to left, as we see it. Caesar Rodney in the gold pants, gold helmets, white jerseys, and the blue lettering going on defense right now on the left side of things. And Middletown, after the penalty, will be pushed back here after the full start call. That will be declined, actually, and then the holding will be accepted.
So there was two. There's a false start and a holding. The holding's going to hurt much more. But you know what? Maybe we get to see number 5 let it rip here for the first time in this game.
That sets up first and very long from the Caesar Rodney 38-yard line for Middletown. Braden Davis in the gun. He's got doubles right now. He'll send Murphy in motion, trips right. He'll throw quick out to Murphy. He'll unable to make the catch. Davis a little too far out in front of him on that quick speed out.
And you know what? Maybe the jitters of, I'm back out there for the first time in 3 weeks. He got a little too ahead of himself there. There is a penalty marker on the field. So already we've seen 4 stoppages on 5 plays from the officials. And the sloppy start to this one. It's a false start against Middletown, and they're going the wrong way here, Nick.
Up again, so now that'll set up what was first and very long becomes first and even longer here as they're going to back him up. They were at the Caesar Rodney 38-yard line after the penalty. It'll back him up. It should be the 43-yard line, 5-yard penalty. And now they'll come out again in the rifle here. Double slots for Braden Davis.
Look for them to air this one out, Nick.
It'll be one back, Smith to his right in the backfield.
2-by-2 set, both receivers flanked out wide on either side.
So first and very, very long for the Cavs. Davis out of the gun, he'll take the snap. He's going to look down the middle of the field. Now he's going to roll out of the pocket right, still looking downfield. He's going to let this one rip down the sideline. Has his man at about the 23-yard line. What a throw by Braden Davis getting out of the pocket.
Beautiful footwork in the pocket. Felt the pressure coming from the backside. It was a great effort there from Matthew Obiagu, number 6 for Caesar Rodney. Rolls to the right. It was the old wheel route, right? Number 4 there for Middletown, Demetric Denson. Saul, he was in the flat. He's like, oh, man, the scramble drill gets deep. Beautiful throw. And they're set up now, second and short.
What was first and very, very, very long now, like you said, it's second and about 3 yards after the backyard football play from Davis and Denson.
It's a 22-yard gain, Nick.
On first down, big-time play, and now we have another stoppage here as the refs will blow the whistle.
And it's another player who's going to have to leave the field. Not quite sure who it's going to be. And this is a uniform violation. It's the second one. I've noticed that when they asked Davis to come off the field, he came back on with tape above the knee. So usually what that means is the knee pads aren't covering the kneecap. And the officials are, they're really nitpicking on that one tonight, Nick.
So, you said it's second and 3 now for Middletown at the Caesar Rodney 23-yard line. 10:35 to play here in the first. Braden Davis will take the snap, quick handoff to Martin up the middle, who has some space for a few yards. He'll be close to a first down around the Caesar Rodney 20.
And that's big there because the player who had to come off the field was the center. And number 50, Thomas Clarkin, came in the game there, scooted over to the center position, and that was a clean snap.
So unable to get the first down there. That sets up a third and about a yard now for Middletown deep in Caesar Rodney territory at the CR 21. They'll need a yard, have to get to about the 20 for a new set of downs. And here we go for third and short, our first big play here the first quarter.
Clarkin still in at center.
Davis will take the snap, quick handoff to the left side. I believe it was Smith on the carry.
We'll see.
This is going to be close.
It's going to depend on the spot. Big number 64 for Caesar Rodney there. Kevin Hudson tripped him up. That's a great play from him. And let's see where the officials are going to spot this one. He may be short. Let's see. And he is. Fourth down upcoming, Nick.
So a big-time decision, if you will, here from Middletown. Assume they're going to roll and go for it here with 9:30 to play here still in the first quarter. 4th and inches from the CR 20-yard line.
Well, what's interesting here is they changed the packages up. You could see Martin and Anthony Pepper, the H-back, coming off the field. So this is the passing unit out there on the field on 4th and inches.
So they'll spread him out, double slot Smith in the backfield on 4th and inches. Davis will take the snap, he'll quickly hand it to Smith. He's got room. We'll see if he got the first down. It looks like he got it by close to a yard.
He's down to the 16-yard line there. And you saw Caesar Rodney, if you're watching at home, bring the pressure off the edge. They ran right up the middle where they weren't at. And Smith was able to fall forward for the 4-yard gain. And Middletown set up with a big first down and 10.
So after two big penalties that backed up Middletown to first and about close to 30, a big-time play by Braden Davis to Denson set up a second and short, and now a new set of downs for Middletown deep in CR territory. Now they motion out to double slot. Davis will take the handoff. He'll hand it off to Smith again up the left side, who's breaks a tackle or two and able to get a few yards.
Yeah, Caesar Rodney's doing a good job at the point of attack there. Three defenders on that tackle, led there by number 6, Oyagu again. He's a big gentleman. He is a big-time player right there coming off the edge, and that's going to be important for Caesar Rodney. They got to try and find a way to stop that run game, make Middletown one-dimensional.
2nd and 7 now from the CR 15-yard line. Davis will take the snap. He'll look left. He'll throw left, and way behind his intended receiver, Demetric Denson, on the slant.
Yeah, he had Denson on that one. It was just a poor throw. It was behind his receiver there and high, which is usually dangerous. That's not what you want to do on a slant route. But like we said, Braden Davis coming off a 3-week hiatus with what was deemed, I believe, a broken wrist. This is a nice effort out of him so far, just to be out there right now. Very little practice time, if any, this week.
So now it'll be third down, as they'll hand it off to Smith again, this time up the left-hand side, off tackle. Able to pick up a nice gain there on 3rd down. It'll be close to a 1st down.
Yeah, right there you can see, if you're watching at home, Caesar Rodney brings the rush off the left side. They ran it to the right, and they guessed right once again, Middletown did. Hitting Caesar Rodney where the pressure's not coming from, but we're seeing the Riders bring the pressure. They know where they're at. They know the situation in this game, and they got to get creative on the defensive side.
Now I believe it's 4th down and 1 again as the Middletown offense trots back onto the field. They'll stay on 4th and 1 from the CR 7-yard line. Quick handoff to Smith at the middle. He's got room, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Najee Smith. Middletown, they strike first.
Great job there from Smith. Once again, the pressure's coming in from Caesar Rodney off the edges, but both defensive ends there were left on block, and they just kind of stopped right at the point of attack where Smith was, and he's too quick. You got to go. You can't stop with him right there, and he goes right up the middle, untouched into the end zone for the first score of the game.
Great drive for the return of Braden Davis. Again, a huge first and long play that he was able to convert, and now we're going to see him line up for 2 here, 7:53 to go in the first quarter. Davis will take the snap, hands it off to Smith around the right side. Fooled me, tries to get out to the edge.
He did not get it,
and he
Nick.
did not get it. He'll be stopped a yard short, so unable to convert there for Middletown on the 2-point conversion.
I'll tell you what, and Smith lowered the boom on the Caesar Rodney defender there and might have gave him a stinger. That was a big-time collision. Nice stop, though, from CR. It's only 6 points instead of 7 or 8. So you got to take those small battles, small wins.
Absolutely, and we'll stay right here. 7:53 still to play in the first quarter. Middletown, they took the opening drive for about 60 yards after the fantastic kick return by Timothy Butler. Got out close to midfield. So a long drive there from Middletown. They strike first on homecoming, and now they'll line up to kick off to Caesar Rodney. And now we'll see what Caesar Rodney's offense can do on their opening drive of this ballgame.
Yeah, well, Middletown did what we talked about. Their key was, right? They went right down the field, marched in for a touchdown, despite the penalties and the certain things that happened, uniform misfunctions, whatever the case was with that, they still were able to go down the field and score a touchdown. Caesar Rodney's got to have an answer here. Let's see what they put together offensively, and see if we're going to have ourselves a battle here tonight.
And Pat, very impressive opening drive from the guy we talked about a lot before this game, Braden Davis. You see him make his return. He took them now 60 yards on the opening drive, including a very special first and very long play after 2 penalties where he found Denson down the sideline.
Yeah, it was a 1st and 25 after penalty yardage, and the footwork is impeccable for a young man who's only a sophomore in high school. I mean, he did that pocket and that pocket drill perfectly. He's back. He kept his feet moving, felt the pressure, slid up, rolled to the right, and hit the wheel route perfect to Denson. It's a clinic out there when you watch Braden Davis play. He's an extremely impressive young man, and you're going to be seeing this young man not only in the next 3 years here in Delaware, but eventually on television in a couple of years in his future.
You might be watching him on Saturdays, like you said, in a few years. Now back to return for the Riders. Number 3, Anthony Rivers, and number 26, Julian Harris, as Middletown set to kick this one off with 7:53 to go here in the first quarter. They lead 6-0.
Yeah, like I said, Davis is going to be one of those guys that the newspaper and the 302 Sports and everybody's going to be saying, get out and watch this kid while you still can. He's one of those type of athletes, you can tell.
This one underway. It'll be run on and caught at the 20-yard line. Makes a move, has some blockers in front of him. Able to get out to about the 35-yard line, so that's where CR will begin their opening drive.
Hey, good job there from Julian Harris, number 26 for Caesar Rodney. He came up on the ball, and again, another good return man, north and south. Got as many yards as he could. Caesar Rodney set up a good field position here as well at their own 35.
So now we'll get our first look at this Caesar Rodney offense again, struggling to start the year, coming in at 1-3. Picked up a big win a few weeks ago, and then a tough performance last weekend against Sussex Central, where they showed some heart there as well. So a talented team. We'll just see if they can get on track here tonight.
Tremere Woodland's going to be under center here, and you can see Caesar Rodney coming out in the wing T formation here, receiver and split to the far side, two backs in the backfield.
Yep, so one will take it, will hand off to his left side, almost lost the ball, but able to stay hold of it and pick up a great gain of 9 on first down, or maybe he didn't hold on to the ball, as you see Middletown pointing as if they have it.
I'll tell you what, that was a bobbled in. There was Emmanuel Kennedy, and he ran with a full head of steam on that one, was able to retrieve the ball, and you're going to like that play if you're Caesar Rodney on first down. 9 yards right up the gut there, gashing through that Cavalier defense.
So they'll say he was down by contact, no fumble. That sets up a 2nd and 1 now from the Middletown the Caesar Rodney 44-yard line, and now we'll have some whistles on the field.
And I believe once again this is a uniform thing. I believe that is Walker coming off the field for Middletown. DeQuez Walker probably have to tape down his knee pads. It's all about the safety of the kids out here. The officials are making sure uniforms are in check.
And now it'll be Woodland under center. He'll send a man in motion. He'll turn, hand off to number 3. That's Anthony Rivers, who makes a cut up field. Pick up the first down, and he's going to continue the 20, the 30. He's at the 25 before he's run out of bounds at the 20. Able to stay on his feet. Impressive run there, Anthony Rivera.
I'll tell you what, Rivera bounced off a few tackles like a ping pong ball and kept the feet moving down the field. And this is the answer we needed to see from Caesar Rodney. Middletown went right down the field on him, and this is quite the answer. 2 gashing run plays, that one on classic wing T speed sweep. That's a big-time pickup, and they're 1st and 10 just outside of the red zone at the 23-yard line.
6:53 to play here in the first quarter. That run puts Caesar Rodney down to about the Middletown 23-yard line. And now Woodland will be in the gun for this one. Kennedy, the one back to his left. He's got 2 receivers out to his right and 1 receiver lone out wide to the left side. Woodland in the gun on 1st and 10. He'll take the snap, quick dive up the middle. Ball's on the ground. Woodland able to jump back on it for a loss of about 3, but a little trouble with the handoff there with Kennedy.
Yeah, headsy play there from Woodland, keeping his eye on the ball, hopping on it. That's the 2nd time now we've seen the mesh point kind of messed up between Woodland and Kennedy. They're going to have to get that one trimmed up here before it hurts them. Loss of 2, they're now behind the sticks. Let's see how that affects their offense.
That pushes them back to about the 25-yard line. Again, the first down looks to about the 12-yard line.
25. Oh, yeah, 25.
So Woodland now in the shotgun, 1 running back, Kennedy to his right. He'll take the snap. He'll hand it to Kennedy, who has some room outside if he can get there, and he does. To the 20, cuts up field, picks up the first down, and he's pushed out of bounds close to the 10-yard line. We'll see where the refs spot it with 6:04 to play here in the first.
Great blocking on that play from Caesar Rodney, able to set the edge, and no one was out there to get in the way of Kennedy. He picks up that first down. It looks like he may have ran into some cheerleaders on that one. They're in the game, baby. The cheerleaders are in the game.
Now that sets up a critical 3rd down here for Caesar Rodney, trying to answer that opening drive of Middletown. 3rd and 1, deep in Middletown territory at about the Middletown 14-yard line. They'll need 1 yard here, and Woodland will take this one from under center. Kennedy, the lone back.
Look for the motion, man.
Here comes the motion. He'll take the snap. They run into each other, and the ball is loose, and Middletown recovers it. Tough break there for Caesar Rodney.
Somebody went the wrong way, either running back or quarterback. It's the 3rd time Kennedy and Woodland were not on the same page. That one turns out to hurt them. Goes right into the Middletown defense. That's a shame for Caesar Rodney because they were driving down the field, putting together quite the drive here as an answer. You got to be smart with the football. And 3 times on that drive, those two were struggling. Let's see if they clean it up when they're on the sideline here.
Yeah, but you said it, Pat. Very impressive opening drive by that Caesar Rodney offense. Just a couple mishaps, and that fumble being a big one. That now turns the ball over to Middletown, who gets the ball back for the second time here tonight, and they'll begin their drive deep in their own territory, their own 13-yard line with Davis in the gun. He'll take the snap, quick handoff to the left side, breaks all tackle there.
That's Smith.
That was Smith as he picks up a few yards.
Kevin Hudson leading the way there on charge for Caesar Rodney. They're doing a decent job on the run game there. I mean, that was a 3-yard gain, but there's not much room. Smith's really doing a good job of making something out of nothing on these plays.
And now Middletown makes some substitutions here. You see number 3 heading into the ball game, DeQuez Walker. And now we'll have a trips left look here with a one wide receiver lone up top of the screen. Braden Davis in the gun with 5:22 to play. 2nd and 6 from their own 16. He'll drop back looking right. He'll fire right. Has his man out to the 30-yard line. He'll break a tackle out to the 33-yard line. And a big-time throw there once again from Braden Davis for a new set of downs.
Yeah, he hit out there Isaiah Griffin, number 9. And I'll tell you what, with that route running a Griffin, and you gave him a 7-yard cushion, and you stayed 7 yards, this young man, Braden Davis, is going to pick you apart. He's got the arm strength. He's got the smarts to look you off. You cannot play off with this young man.
They'll line up in the double slot again now. 1st and 10 from their own 30.
Now you're seeing some press coverage on the far side.
This time he'll hand off to Smith up the gut here. He'll pick up about 2 yards. Got close to the 32-yard line before he's brought down. Set up 2nd and about 8.
Once again, good job by that Caesar Rodney front. That one they stuff him for only the 1-yard gain. Actually, no, he fell forward for actually about 3. But they're doing their job up front in the run game. It's going to be a challenge on the outside with a guy with the arm talent that Davis has. We saw it a couple years ago with Nolan Henderson. When you got a quarterback who can make all the throws, it's tough to defend this offense.
2nd and 7 from the 33. They'll hand off to Smith to the outside, but he stumbles and falls at the 29-yard line. So a 4-yard loss there on 2nd down sets up 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's a shame because big number 70 there, Latarian Spruill, had a great block to set the edge for that play. That could have went for big-time yardage if he doesn't lose his footing on that one, Smith.
Ben Martin will now check in the game for Smith, who will check out, head to the sideline. Denson Murphy up top in the trips formation. Also DeQuez Walker, so they'll go trips right, and then a solo receiver down here near us on the left hash. It's Griffin. Braden Davis in the gun, Martin to his left. He'll wave him to the right. 3:56 to play. Now he'll take the snap, he'll drop back. He's looking deep, he'll fire deep across the middle. Has Mason Murphy, and Mason Murphy, just the ball tipped as it landed in his hands, but he couldn't hold on at the Caesar Rodney 40-yard line.
How about that? Cordero Smith, number 29 for Caesar Rodney. He gets beat deep. The ball was slightly underthrown. He sells out for that one and tips it just enough to where Murphy couldn't haul in that pass. That's a tremendous effort play there from Cordero Smith to Caesar Rodney to break that one up.
And at a critical time there, 3rd down, so that'll set up 4th and long for the Middletown offense. 3:49 to play here at their own 29-yard line. They'll look to punt this one away.
I'll tell you what, Smith puts that ball out there about 3 yards further. That's a walk-in touchdown.
And still after the tip, almost able to hold on to it was Murphy, and now back to receive will be Nathan Waite, the DB running back sophomore from CR, and now they'll run over to the sideline here.
There's a timeout on the field.
We have a timeout on the field. And then we'll take a timeout with them here. We'll be right back here at 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and the iHeartRadio app.
Dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance.
And that punt from Anthony Pepper did not travel far. It bounced at about the Middletown 41. So that's where CR will begin their second drive after the fumble deep in Middletown territory last time around. Woodland will begin this one under center, trips to the left.
Yeah, great field position once again for the Riders.
Dive up the middle to Kennedy, who loses the ball again. Ball's on the ground and recovered once again by Middletown.
It's a shame this poor young man is struggling to hold on to the football. Caesar Rodney's given a great effort in this game. If they can limit these turnovers, you can't keep giving Middletown the ball like this in great field position. You had just come off a great stop, and right off the bat, cough up the football. Can't have that happen. It's going to come back to bite you, especially when you're trying to pull off an upset against a team as talented as Middletown.
And Kennedy also has, had some open room there.
Yeah,
picked
about
up
9
a few
yards on that.
Yeah, and he's done that all up to this point tonight, just unable to hold on to the ball. And that'll set up 1st and 10 now for Middletown at their own 33. 3:33 to play here in the first quarter.
This looks like man coverage. Nobody in the middle of the field here. Let's see if Middletown decides to put this ball in Braden Davis's hands here.
You said it, DB's locked up on the double slot formation out of Middletown. One back to Davis's right.
Here goes pressure.
He'll drop back, looking for a man, fires across the middle and overthrew his intended target across the middle. That was number 15, Zaire Tart.
And you saw the pressure got to Davis on that one. He rushed to throw and threw it high over Tart, who was open. I mean, it was cover zero right there for Caesar Rodney. But they brought the pressure, and Caesar Rodney's defense, after that first drive, has come to play now the last few times out on the field.
2nd and 10 now, still at the Middletown 33-yard line for the Cavaliers. They lead 6-0. 3:29 to play here in the first quarter. Davis will line up in the gun again as Middletown trying to figure out their formation. Griffin will run here far right as he got two receivers now to the left of Davis.
It's interesting. They got Kevin Hudson, a D tackle, out as the outside linebacker. He comes up and makes a play on this one on Smith.
Yeah, quick handoff to the left side for Najir Smith. He was met, like you said, in the hole for a gain of about 1, and now another 3rd and 8. 3rd and long for Middletown.
Yeah, young man's coming up and trying making some plays. Playing a little out of position here, but, like we say, we have him here listed as a defensive lineman, but he is very clearly playing the looks to be it looks like to be the will linebacker.
And now they'll spread him out again, double slot for Davis. He'll drop back. He's going to look deep down the middle. He has a man if he can get it there, and he just overthrew him again. I believe that was Walker running free down the seam there, but Davis just overthrew him by just a hair once again.
And you're going to see that from Braden Davis, right? He had a throwing hand injury over the past couple of weeks. This is what you expect to see. I'll tell you again, if he hits Walker in stride there, that's a touchdown. And once again, Caesar Rodney gets the job done. They hold Middletown 3 and out. They're going to get the ball back. The turnover doesn't hurt them.
You said it, and only 40 seconds off the clock on that Middletown drive. 2:50 still to play here in the first quarter. Middletown, they lead 6-0. 4th and 8 for them from their own 35, and now they'll look to punt away again to number 16 again for Caesar Rodney. That's Nathan Waite.
Yeah, Pepper's going to want to get off a better punt than he did last time. I believe that only netted about 13 yards.
So the snap. Pepper will let this one rip. Gets a better kick this time. Waite can run under it. He takes it at the 40. Has some room out to the 45, 50.
Oh!
And he's hit hard at the 48-yard line and taken down there.
How about that big time hit there by number 60 for Middletown, Andrew Toston. I believe he's the long snapper. Talk about form tackle. You put that in the textbook, Nick. And he's getting the love from the coaching staff and the teammates, and rightfully so. Whoa.
Long snapper, snap that ball and get downfield. That's what he did on that one, and then laid the boom when he got there. So that'll keep Caesar Rodney on their side of the field. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. As again, they're looking to put some points on the board. The offense, they've been picking up yards when they've gotten the ball.
They have, and you're seeing 2 new guys in that backfield there. Number 3, Anthony Rivera, and then this young man who gets a carry and goes nowhere, Jakeem Wing. Tackles a 7-yard loss on that play. It was Brock Connor, the sophomore running back, number 34.
Coming off the edge. Wow, real fast, and that's going to be a loss of about 7 yards. Broke right through that offensive line and made the play in the backfield. Big-time defensive play there.
It was. I mean, it almost looked like he was unblocked. He just wreaked havoc on that one, and we saw him late in the game against Hodson get a little gassed. He looks recharged and energized, and Jaheim Ming is a talented young man.
So now slot right for Woodland, who's got two backs behind him, he's under center. He'll turn, handoff to the left, and another slip it looked like there for number 22 for Caesar Rodney. That was Ira Farrow, but he's met anyway, again in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, it was Pepper getting through there and making the play. And, you know, Caesar Rodney was up to the challenge early in the first two possessions of this game. Now you're starting to see Middletown push back a little bit. They're breaking through that front line, and there's not the holes there were in those first couple of drives by CR. We'll see what the answer is. It's third down and a green mile, Nick.
And I believe we have a timeout on the field, so we're going to take a break. When we come back, first quarter action, 1:39 to play. Middletown, they lead 6-0 here on 302 Sports and Fox Sports 1290.
Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz.
Third and long for Caesar Rodney as Woodland was able to hit Nathan Waite on a deep 16-yard pass, still fourth down, and now the punt will be returned here for Middletown by Timothy Butler, who's going to make some people miss, and now he's got room down the right side. He's pushed out of bounds at the Middletown 30, so Middletown, they get the stop, force the punt, and now that offense will trot back on the field.
That they will, and you know, it was a good time. It's the first play we've seen number 4, Tremere Woodland, drop back on that third down and long, and he made the right read. He got it to Waite. And, you know, I mean, if they were able to get any little thing going offensively in the run game on that possession, that would have been a first down play. But nonetheless, still a defensive battle in this one after that opening drive for the Cavaliers. And, you know, our in-house studio here on site, Alex Guida pointed out, if Braden Davis, and he's right, if Braden Davis starts hitting these receivers, it could be quite the entertaining game here tonight. Again, cover 0 right here from Caesar Rodney, so let's see if they put the ball in Davis's hands again.
Yeah, they're going to test him here. 48 seconds to play in the first. First and 10 on their own 32-yard line. Davis will take the snap. He'll hand off to Smith, who's got some room up the middle. Gets past that defensive line and picks up about 3-4 yards.
Once again, we've been calling his name out all night. Kevin Hudson, number 64 for CR, coming up, filling the hole, making a tackle. Still a 4-yard gain from Smith, so you're going to take that if you're the Cavaliers. This might take it to the end of the quarter, Nick, as we tick under 20 seconds to go.
We'll see what Middletown decides to do here. 2nd and 6 from their own 36-yard line. And they lead 6-0 here with 16 seconds to play. And it looks like they'll run another play here. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 2 running backs. Quick handoff up the middle. I believe it's Ben Martin who'll touch it this time. And he picks up about 3 yards, gets close to the 40-yard line. They'll set up 3rd down.
Once again, Hudson on the play there. It was cleaned up by number 67, Jonathan Gillick. But, yeah, 3rd down and short coming from Middletown as we end this first quarter here, Nick.
So after 1 quarter of play here at Middletown, it's 6-0 the Cavs. They lead Caesar Rodney. We'll take a break. We come back. 2nd quarter action on 302 Sports, iHeartRadio, and Fox Sports 1290.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms.
A big-time stop there on third down once again for the Caesar Rodney Riders. They forced 4th and 3 for Middletown. They're not going to think about it. They're going to punt this one away as Peppers lets it go deep as Waite will wait for the fair catch, but he'll let it bounce, and it takes a Middletown bounce down to the 5-yard line. So that's where Caesar Rodney will begin.
Pepper was kicking with the wind there, and the wind definitely affected that one, carried it, and it got the Middletown bounce. But as you said, but let's be honest here, Braden Davis put that ball right on his receiver, and it was dropped. He hasn't been overly sharp in this game, but as this game goes on, you're going to see him warm up. Look out. Look out. But right now you see Caesar Rodney pinned deep in their own zone, Nick, at their own 5. Let's see if Middletown takes some risks here and brings some pressure. You can see it back in the backfield once again. Emmanuel Kennedy had some fumble issues in the first quarter. Let's see if he can bounce back from that here.
It'll be Handy out wide to the left. They'll send a man in motion. They'll hand it to him. That's number 3. As they get it to his tackle around the outside. That again is Anthony Rivera. You've seen him carry the ball a few times. That time not able to get much around the outside as he picks up a few.
Yeah, 3-yard gain on that one from Rivera, and you're probably going to see a conservative approach here from Caesar Rodney, pinned back deep in their own zone. One thing they would not need here is a turnover, which they had 2 of them in that first quarter, 2 fumbles. Got to take care of the football here and maybe move the sticks once or twice to get yourself in better position here. You definitely do not want to be punting from this deep in your own zone.
2nd and 8 from their own 7. Woodland has 2 backs. He'll turn and hand it to Kennedy, who meets that defensive line from Middletown at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, nothing doing there. Cavaliers all over that one. I'll tell you what, Kennedy runs the football hard. I like the way he runs the ball. If he can hold on to it, he is a talented young man. You can see. I just like the way he carries the football. If he can, like we said, if he can hold on to it, we'll see what happens. 3rd down and 6 upcoming.
And if you were to look at his yards per carry, if we had that statistic with us, it would be pretty high. It might be averaging over about 4 or 5 yards a carry, as you saw in that first couple drives, just unable to hold on to the ball. And now, like you said, 3rd and 5, 10:27 to play here in the first half. From the CR 10-yard line, need to get to the 15.
It's been a good effort from Caesar Rodney so far in this game.
Woodland will send a man in motion. He'll turn. Now it's going to be a bootleg to the right. Nowhere to run for Woodland, and he's going to be taken down.
Did he get out?
Deep in their own territory. I believe he's sacked at the 1-yard line, so they avoid the safety, but a big-time play from that Middletown defense.
And that's the gamble you take. You run the waggle. You try and hit guys with guard trap. You try and hit them with sweep. You run the waggle. Jaheim Wing was not fooled. Number 8 for Middletown flew up the field on that one, and that forced Woodland to try and bow it out. He's lucky he didn't get tackled in the end zone for a safety. It was a nice chase down sack there by number 52, Jaden Wheeler. But this is not what Caesar Rodney wanted. Punting from the back of their end zone is Kyle Pounds.
And he'll get it off, and now the fair catch,
That's
I
a
believe,
good
was
punt.
waived for, but it'll take again a Caesar Rodney bounce out to about the CR 42-yard line. So with 9:27 here in the first half, Middletown will take over right then and there. Again at the CR 41, and we'll take a quick break. When we come back, still first half action here live on 302 Sports.
Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware.
And here we go back live in Middletown, 9:27. First down for Braden Davis and company, and he has his man out here far to the right side on the hitch route. He'll break a tackle and get close to the 26-yard line. Again, number 3, Jaquez Walker makes the catch.
And this is what you're going to see here. Can Braden Davis get going? Can he get sharp? That was a sharp throw right there to Walker, and it picks up a big chunk of yards. It's only 6-0 right now, but Middletown, once they get clicking, they're going to put up some points now.
So 1st and 10 now from the CR 26 with 9:10 to go. Davis will take the snap, hand to Najee Smith, and he's got a hole up the middle. We'll see if anyone can catch him. He'll break a tackle, and he walks into the end zone. 26-yard touchdown. Najee Smith, his second of the night.
And nobody's in the middle of the field there. They get it well blocked from Middletown, and Smith does the rest. There's no one in the middle there. They're playing a cover 0 type defense, and they took advantage of it on that one. Quick strike touchdown.
Second touchdown of the night for the Middletown Cavaliers. Second touchdown of the night for number 6, Najee Smith, the senior running back. And now we'll see if they'll go for 2 here again to try to even this thing up at 14. Again, 9:03 to play here in the first half.
It's big. That was big for Middletown to open things up, and they haven't scored since their opening drive. For Caesar Rodney, it stings a little bit. However, they're competing in this game. They got to keep their heads in it.
So now it'll be Davis now in the shotgun. He's got Smith to his right, 2 receivers far right. He'll fake the handoff now, throw the slant, but it's tipped at the line of scrimmage. So good job by that Caesar Rodney defensive line to get a hand on it.
Yeah, good job. Number 29 on that one. That was Cordero Smith. He made a nice tip that stopped a potential long touchdown earlier in the game, and that one he knocks down a 2-point conversion. So 12-0, Middletown on top. Let's see if those failed 2-point conversions come to play a big time in this game a little bit later on.
And Caesar Rodney on the first 2 drives of the ball game, able to move the ball a little bit before fumbles. These last couple possessions, they've been backed up deep in their own territory, unable to get anything going. So we'll see what kind of field position they're able to start here after this kickoff from Middletown.
Yeah, and let's see, they're over there talking with their coach right now, and right now you're still in this game. It hasn't gone the way you've wanted so far. You've been competing. However, you haven't seen the pay dirt yet. You're still in this one. It's only 12-0. There's a lot of time left until halftime. You put together one good drive here, you're right back in this football game.
And again, 3 men deep for Caesar Rodney. That's number 23, Elijah Green, number 26, Julian Harris, and I believe number 3, Anthony Rivera.
Mr. Pepper, Sergeant Pepper's special teams band is out on the field right now for Middletown. They'll kick it away.
Into the wind, lets this one rip, and it's a kick deep back. It'll be fielded by Harris at the 10. He'll look to make a move, tries to cut back field before he's met by a Middletown defender and brought down around the 22-yard line. So CR, they'll start from their own 22 with 8:57 to play here in the first half.
And, Caesar Rodney, they had really good field position to start this game off. The last 2 times, Middletown has flipped the field on them, pinning them deep at their own 5-yard line last time, and now at their own 22-yard line to start off. Caesar Rodney's going to have to put together a drive here. As we said, that'll get them right back into this game, but let's see if they can string some plays together.
So we'll see how they line up here on offense. It'll be Woodland again, obviously at quarterback. The man behind him is Kennedy, the solo back. Woodland will send the man in motion. It's Rivera. He'll turn, toss to Rivera on their outside.
They
He'll
got
try
the
to get
edge.
the edge. He does. Just like you said, Pat, he'll break club upfield and pick up about 11 yards, get out to around the 34-yard line, and a new set of downs coming up for the Riders.
Key block on that play, number 81, John Dvorish for Caesar Rodney. He was able to get that outside linebacker, reach blocking, and that set the edge, able to pick up the first down. And now we're seeing a little bit of hurry up here from Caesar Rodney, Nick.
We'll see what it does to this Middletown defense. CR trying to try something new as Woodland now will take the snap out of the shotgun. And again, he'll hand off around the left side. That's Kennedy, or excuse me.
Number 22, that's Ira Farrow. And it was a good job. That was the old wing T sweep. They were able to come around the edge, and right now they're trying to catch Middletown, who's kind of got hands on their knees, not ready for this tempo. Another no-huddle play up coming here from Cesar Rodney. They're moving the football, Nick.
Again, wing T, Woodland under center, 2nd and 1, 8:10 to play in the second half. A little stumble of the snap, but he gets the quick dive off, and he's got some room up the middle, breaks a few tackles, and a big-time run of about 20 yards there.
That was Kennedy.
For a Kennedy number 2. Again, when he can get the ball and hold on to it, he's picking up a lot of yards per carry.
So you saw a pitch, you saw a sweep, and then what do you do off the sweep? The guard trap. They gave it to Kennedy right up the middle, and they got that well blocked. 3 plays in a row for Cesar Rodney, and they're starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm with this no huddle.
1st and 10, same formation. He'll turn, hand to Kennedy, who's met at the line of scrimmage. This time nowhere to run as that Middletown defense is there for the stop. No gain.
Yeah, Middletown, they weren't fooled again on the 4th run play in a row. It looked like a little down play, a little wham action coming for Kennedy on that one. No room, and now once again Cesar Rodney will huddle up. That was smart, right? They get a first down. Let's keep the tempo going. Let's get the tempo going. Now you get stopped. All right, let's reset and see what we can get.
Again, CR 2nd and 10 from the Middletown 43. 7:30 to play in the first half. Woodland under center. He'll send the man in motion. He'll turn, pitch to Farrow. Nowhere really to run. Cuts up field, trying to make something out of nothing. But again, that Middletown defense is there for the stop and maybe a loss of 1.
In Middletown, once again, good job on that one. They saw the motion coming, and they kind of went towards it, right? They saw that play earlier in the drive to the other side. I would expect Cesar Rodney to throw a little play action coming out here. They've run the ball to either side, multiple plays. Look to see a little play action fake off of this on this 3rd down and about 13.
After the loss of 3, you said it, 3rd and 13 from the 45-yard line in Middletown territory.
So no play action. They're going to go in the shotgun.
Yep, so they'll load Woodland up in the shotgun here, but now we have some whistles on the field. Looks like somebody will take a timeout. So Cesar Rodney, they'll take a timeout. We're going to stick right here with 6:43 to play, still in the first half. 3rd and 12 for Cesar Rodney, who now you saw some of that up-tempo offense here on this drive, kind of caught Middletown off guard, maybe kind of pushing them here in the second as we close down the first half.
Yeah, so you caught Middletown off guard for 4 consecutive plays, and now you got to get back into the chamber a little bit. See what else you can put together here. They showed shotgun. I mean, I'm not too overly thrilled with that. I would kind of stick under center there. You've had success with the run game. Do a play action off of the run, right? Get Middletown thinking one thing and hit them on another. You go to a shotgun, that's a completely different look than what you've caught them on. They're going to be thinking pass. They're going to be alerted to that. I mean, you're a defensive guy. You probably feel the same way, Nick. Let's see what they come out with out of this timeout.
3rd and 12.
And you can see it. It looks like they're going to go under center. Why not? You've shown these guys all those plays. And you might be in 4-down territory, down 12-0, going towards the end zone, 6:43 to go in the second quarter.
So here you go. It's going to be a toss out
Double
to the right,
pass.
and Rivera's going to throw it. We'll see if he has a man. It's handy downfield, and that ball is batted out and incomplete at the 10-yard line. So good idea there. You see some trickery out of CR. Not a bad throw by Rivera on the toss, but 2 defenders that were on handy really well.
Butler and Walker kind of ran into each other. Butler went for the hit. Walker went for the pick, and that's what jarred it loose. Those 2 former teammates of St. Elizabeth back their freshman year, teaming up once again here at Middletown for that play. Good coverage. Not a bad idea from Cesar Rodney. You're trying to pull off the upset against a top 3 team in the state of Delaware. You're coming in at 1-3. You got nothing to lose. You take chances like that.
So 4th and 12 from the Middletown 45 for CRs. They line up in the punt formation. The snap hits the ground, so they're going to have to do something with it. It's fielded, and the ball's loose again, but he's going to be taken down at about the Middletown 44-yard line. So they might as well as went for it, Pat, as again, they'll fumbled the snap there on the punt, and now Middletown will take over.
Yeah, it looked like it hit the up man, and then Brock Connor, he took the hit stick out there. He lowered the boom, but he was nowhere near picking up that first down, and Cesar Rodney fails to take advantage. They had some momentum going, but good job by that Middletown defense stalling them out there.
So just like that, Middletown, who forced the punt for Cesar Rodney, had the ball at their 45. Middletown now takes over at their own 47-yard line. So they actually pick up 2 yards on the punt there with 6:29 to go still in the first half. Middletown, they lead 12-0. Now they're going from left to right as we see it. The lineup in the double slot, Davis in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He's going to look right, fire, has his man out to the 45-yard line. And that's number 14 for
Rodney
Middleton.
Bond. And you know what? I think this is smart here from Coach Blum, right? You took a couple deep shots early in the game with your young quarterback coming off an injury, and you overshot him. So what are you going to do? Let's make it easy, okay? And when you get this look at these off coverages, throw the little hitch route. Get your quarterback in rhythm. Now you got to cover 0, second and short. I'd look for a run here, honestly. Never mind. I take that back. I was going to say take a shot downfield. And they might though. Second and short, it's a free play on this, because then you got 2 plays to get you got 2 plays after this to pick up an inch. They do give them a first down, so never mind. That's why we heard the whistle on the field. All over the place here, Nick Allison Jr.
So they'll set up a new set of downs again, just 12-0, 6:02 to play in the first half. Middletown though is driving once again. That's new running back in the backfield, Dominic Galvin, the sophomore running back with Davis, who's in the gun. Double slot formation. He'll take the snap, quick handoff to Galvin. And he's wrapped up after a gain of about 3 yards. He got close to the 40, maybe the 39.
Yeah, good job there. Jacob Garrett, number 53, and then number 87. We do not have a number listed on the roster. We have a lot of players who do not have numbers for the Caesar Rodney roster, so we apologize to that young man. But great job up front there from the Riders, limiting the damage on that. Only a 2-yard gain.
Now enters senior number 7, Cameron Saunders. He'll line up here at the top of the formation. And now we have, I believe, either a sideline warning, and now we have another equipment, if you will, malfunction, uniform malfunction here for Middletown. As you see, number 4, Demetri Denson has to head off the field. In comes number 14, Rodney Bond.
He was pulling the Zeke Elliott. He had the midriff showing, and they want that jersey tucked in.
Second and long. Davis is going to try to tuck it and run up the middle as he's hit hard at the 40-yard line. I don't know if it was a design quarterback draw or if he saw an opening, tried to take it. Either way, 3rd and 7.
Well, the pass rush was getting to him either way. It was a smart play. He covered the wrist up. I'm telling you right now, I'd be shocked if Coach Blum was going to put his star quarterback coming off a wrist injury in a QB draw. But you know what? You take the 1-yard gain as opposed to a 5-yard loss every day of the week. That's a heads-up play there from Davis.
3rd and 7 now for Braden Davis in the Middletown offense. From the Caesar Rodney 40-yard line, double slot, Galvin in the backfield. He'll take the snap. Fake hand it to Galvin. He'll now roll right. Has nowhere to throw. Going to try to throw and has his man Murphy, who dropped it at the 28-yard line. Looked like he might want to throw that ball away, but then put it right on the money to Murphy. He just couldn't hold on.
He kept the play alive long enough to find an open receiver, and that's about the 3rd or 4th drop we've seen from the Middletown receivers. It's very uncharacteristic of them. And, Davis is doing a good job putting the ball on him. And now you're going to see a 4th down and 7 try from this Middletown offense. And why not? You're up 12, 4.5 minutes to go. You haven't seen much as far as the Caesar Rodney offense, as far as, being able to put a drive together. Why not take this shot?
So out of the gun he goes. 4th and 7 from Middletown from the Caesar Rodney 40. Braden Davis will drop back. He's going to look down the middle of the field. Gets hit as he lets throw. Has a man. And again, just overthrows Isaiah Griffin as Braden Davis was hit hard in the backfield.
He was, but he didn't go down. There was a big-time rush and hit coming from Dylan Smith, who put it about as good of a lick on the quarterback as you could. But Braden Davis is a strong kid. Stayed in the pocket. Knew he was going to take a hit. Delivered the ball down the field, but he's just a little bit off on these deep balls, which is to be expected after a 3-week of having a cast on your wrist.
And another critical stop for the Caesar Rodney defense. They've had a few of them here in the first half, unable to capitalize on any of them. But now we'll see if they can answer here. For 4:27 still to play here in the first half. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Caesar Rodney, their own 40-yard line, as Woodland now will stay in the shotgun.
Yeah, their defense has showed up. There's no doubt about it. And let's see if their offense can get something going.
Woodland will take it. It'll be a quick pitch out to the left side to Kennedy, who picks up a couple yards on the toss, and that'll set up 2nd and about 7 from the 43-yard line of Caesar Rodney.
Not a bad first down play there from Caesar Rodney. Let's see if they'll go straight out of the gun here. We haven't seen much of it. We've only seen it twice. And let's see what they put together. 4 minutes to go. Again, you put a score on the board, you're doing pretty good, and you're going to get the ball coming out of the half. So this is an important possession for the Riders. See if they mix it up, the play calling a little bit, and throw the football a little bit too.
And the man handy at the top of the formation out wide. Now Woodland shotgun. He'll send Brock in motion. They'll quickly hand it to Brock, and he is wrapped up, nowhere to run. Give him a loss of about 5. The ball comes out late here, and it looks like Middletown may have jumped on it, or if it was knocked out of bounds. We'll have to wait and see.
Middletown's got it.
And Middletown's got it. Another fumble and turnover for Caesar Rodney.
And that play just kind of looked odd from the start. Brock was about running half speed, it looked like, coming in motion, and you can't do that against this fast of a defense in Middletown. They sniffed that one out. They were all over it, forced another turnover, and that's really what's kind of hurt the Riders in this one. I mean, Middletown hasn't put points on the board, but it hasn't allowed your offense to really get into a rhythm in a game where Middletown is off offensively right now.
And it seems like every time Caesar Rodney is able to get a big-time stop, they are able to turn the ball over the next possession. We'll see if they can fix that up here with 3:36 to play. But Middletown 1st and 10 from the CR 36. Davis will hand off quickly to Smith up the gut. Not much running room, but he's able to make something out of nothing, pick up 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it so far, that's been the play that's been able to work for them, is giving the ball to Smith up the middle. He picked up 5 yards on that, and it hasn't been there consistently, but both his touchdowns were on inside handoffs like that. And he really got a lot of big-time yardage in the first drive on that play. So that's been the most successful play of the night for the Cavaliers.
And now Galvin will come back on at running back position. Smith will head to the sideline. 2nd and 6 from the 32. Davis out of the gun, takes the snap. He's going to roll right, eyes downfield. Fires to the sideline. It has Murphy again, but great play by the defensive back to swat it out of his hands there late.
It's the 3rd play we've seen Cordero Smith make in the passing game. He was all over Murphy on that one, and as soon as that ball hit his hands, he was lighting him up. That's great coverage from Smith. He's had himself quite a game out there playing that slot receiver type. I mean, Murphy's cut from the same cloth as Nicky Johnston, the guy that we saw from Middletown for years with Drew Fry. And he is not getting anything going with Smith covering him.
Anthony Pepper now will come into the game for Middletown. Now 3rd and 6, so a big 3rd down with 2:50 to play here in the first half. Middletown at the CR 32. Davis out of the gun. He'll take the snap, quick handoff to, Martin, who tries to get outside, picks up a few yards. A great upcut there once he got the edge, and picks up about 4 yards. And now 4th and short, decision time for the Cavs.
It was a great cut because Sean Woolleyhan, the lacrosse standout, really did a good job of coming up and making sure that he was not getting outside of him on the play. It forced that upcut, and that will, of course, force a 4th down.
So 4th and 8 from the CR 29. Again, they'll line up. 2 backs in the backfield with Braden Davis. And now Middletown will want to talk it over, so they'll take a timeout. We'll stay right here with 2:15 to play. Middletown, again, gets the fumble, forces yet another turnover here in the first half as they already lead 12-0. 2:15 to play, and now they're lining up to go for it on 4th and 8.
It's 4th and 3, believe it or not.
4th and 3.
Yeah, I know. They have it wrong on the scoreboard. But, you're exactly right. And this is where Caesar Rodney has stepped up throughout the night. They've been able to get these big-time stops. Offensively, they just haven't been able. Middletown's defense has stepped up in this one and really stopped. And, I mean, of course, Caesar Rodney has had a couple of turnovers, but the Middletown defense has really stepped up in this game. They've been the most impressive so far out of either unit for either team.
So here we go, another 4th down attempt here for Middletown. Unable to convert last time around. A much shorter distance here with 4th and 3 at the 4th and 3 at the CR 30. Braden Davis going to look left and overthrow. Had a wide open Isaiah Griffin at the 22-yard line. That one just looked like got away from him as that one soars out of bounds. Turnover on downs.
Dylan Smith, number 52 for Caesar Rodney. He forced that throw to go high because he's a big young man. He looks like he's about 6'2", 6'3" from up here. He came in with his hands up jumping, and you could see Davis felt like he had to get it over top of him, and that's what led the ball to carry over the top. If that pressure isn't there, he's able to throw that ball on a line right to his receiver, and they pick up a 1st down on that play. So he doesn't get credited with anything on that play, but Dylan Smith is the one who made that play for the Riders.
And another big-time stop for that Rider defense, and now we see that offense again, 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. They've got 2:12 to work with here in the first half as they try to get on the board. They trail 12-0. So we'll see how they come out here.
And once again, this is the 3rd time now in the last 4 minutes that we say that about the Riders. If they can score before the break, they got themselves in a great position.
Woodland under center. He'll turn and hand off to Farrow, who breaks a tackle, then meets the defender and drives him a yard back, and he's taken down at the 35-yard line. And a tough end to the run there.
He got bent up there. That was not a natural landing. I hope he's okay on that one. It was a big pickup on the play, 7 yards. He seems to be up on his feet and good to go. So that's a good thing to see from Farrow. But he definitely did not land cleanly on that play.
But a great run nonetheless on first down for Farrow with 2 minutes to play. He picks up 7, second and 3 at the 36-yard line as he's able to walk off the field under his own power. Always a good sign.
It is. You're exactly right. And 2 minutes to go here. It allows Caesar Rodney to get this clock stopped. Of course, they're gonna need to go another 65 yards to get to pay dirt here. I would expect to see a pass at some point here from Caesar Rodney.
We talked about Handy in the pregame. He is yet to get a catch here tonight. He's one of their big play guys. As they'll hand off to the right side, it's Rivera and nowhere to run. Give him a loss of maybe 1, setting up third and about 6 from their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, that was wing, and that was number 70, Latarian Spruill, getting in there. I mean, there was just no room there. And this is where, again, the Riders haven't been able to get anything going in the passing game. They're going to have to because the Cavaliers are pinning their ears back right now. There's only 1:20 to go. If you're going to want to score, you're going to have to get something done through the air to make Middletown respect it.
So big third down now for the offense of Caesar Rodney. It'll be Woodland in the shotgun, one back to his left, Handy up top of the formation. He'll send Rivera now to his right. 3rd and 5, 1:02 to play here in the first half. Rivera goes across the motion. He'll be rolling right. He's going to let this one rip deep downfield. Handy's down there and unable to get there. He had some space, but he underthrew it, and it's intercepted at the 40-yard line.
DeQuez Walker in coverage there, and you're exactly right. I mean, if Woodland was able to get a little more under that pass, he had a guy, it was Handy, streaking down the field, but underthrown, and, I mean, he was right there waiting in the wings. Shout out to A. Walk Edits. That's his cousin out there, DeQuez, getting the pick.
And, Pat, I mean, if you were worst case, that was third down. So, if you will, maybe just like a punt if you're Caesar Rodney, let that one fly deep, intercepted. So, basically a punt if you're the Riders, and now you're looking up to lock up defensively in these remaining 52 seconds. As Middletown, they still lead 12-0 here in the first half. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 38.
Look, I mean, it's a turnover there for Caesar Rodney. It's something that they've had trouble with in this game, but you're going to have to take shots like that if you're going to want. You're set up in a prime position to be in a dogfight with the number 3 team in the state of Delaware. It's only 12-0 right now. You got to take shots like that. I don't mind that play call at all.
So now we'll see what Middletown can do. 52 seconds to play with. Davis will drop back. He's going to fire right. Ball on the money there to Wing, but unable to grab that one as it falls incomplete. 2nd down.
I'll tell you what, Cordero Smith, we've been talking about him throughout this game, and he's going to get credited with the pass deflection on that, but my Lord, was he all over Wing or what? And right now you're hearing the Middletown fans, they're not happy about it. That was a mugging. Cordero Smith got away with one on that one. There's no doubt about that.
2nd and 10 now for the Middletown offense from their own 39-yard line. Again, double slot, one back in the backfield with Davis. He'll drop back. He's going to look left. Now he's going to roll left as the pressure got to him. Has some room. He's going to throw cross-body deep down the field. And incomplete. Had his man Mason Murphy. But again, good defense in that secondary from Caesar Rodney.
That young man just threw off balance, off the wrong foot. He just threw the ball
cross-body
50 yards down the field in stride. And in a perfect spiral. And, I mean, that was great coverage there by the Riders. But the arm talent of this young man is unbelievable. It went just through the hands of Murphy, who's had a tough night tonight. We typically don't see this coming from Mason Murphy.
So now 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 from the Middletown 39-yard line for the Cavaliers. They'll need 10 for a new set of downs. 41 seconds to play with. They'll just hand it up the middle here.
Uh-oh.
Some room to run close to the first down. Gets a tackle now. He's gone. Ben Martin on the outside, 40, 35, 30 as he pushed out of bounds close to the Caesar Rodney 30-yard line and would turn into a little halfback draw. Picks up a big gain there for Middletown on 3rd.
Nick, we said it. That's been the most successful play of the night for the Cavaliers. We've seen Smith get off on that play, and now you just saw Ben Martin get a big-time run on that one. That's what's been working for him. And if this is the way they're going to have to win the game, then they're going to have to keep it up. 33 seconds to go to the half.
33 and running. Davis deep. He's going to fire this one right. Has a man Unable to turn and make the catch downfield was DeQuez Walker. That one falls incomplete. So 2nd and 10, 29 seconds.
Yeah, the deep throws have been off, and again, he had Walker in the slot. I'm not sure. I think he tried to back shoulder that one, and he threw it a little too far behind him. Lucky for Middletown there, that fell incomplete.
So 29 seconds now for the Cavs to work with. 2nd and 10 from the CR 35-yard line. One wide receiver top of the formation, trips to the right, one back next to Davis. Davis will take the snap, he'll drop back. He's looking single coverage down the left side. Has his man and has it complete out wide. I believe that's number 9, Isaiah Griffin.
Yep.
And he saw the one-on-one coverage on the backside, and he took advantage of it.
Smart throw, great catch. And, Griffin's come off the field the last couple of times here, and he's been telling Davis and his teammates, hey, look, give me the ball. I'm going to make plays for us. And Davis threw the ball to him there, and lo and behold, he made a play. Let's see if they continue to work to him.
24 seconds now from the 19-yard line for Middletown. End driving as we close out the first half. Double slot for Braden Davis. He'll take the snap. Still not going to look down the left side. He'll fire again. This one, though, falls incomplete. I believe it hit Murphy once again in the hands. Maybe a relatively good pass, but
it
tough
was
catch.
A little too far out in front of him. Murphy makes the diving effort, but again, that's the type of throw you're going to expect to see from a guy who had a broken wrist for the last 3 weeks, and this is his first game action. Just a little bit off on that throw was Braden Davis.
So now a new formation here as Middletown will switch it up. Griffin will come play the slot here near side. Double slot formation again. Davis in the shotgun.
20 seconds to go, Nick. Couple of plays here for them.
Oh, pressure's
that's a
going to get
fumble.
to Davis. Ball is out, and Middletown fell on it at their own, at the CR 22, but the pressure got to Braden Davis rather quickly on that one.
Matthew Obiagu comes right in there with a blindside hit. The ball comes loose, and that was a big-time play there by the pass rusher for the Riders.
And after the sack, Middletown wants to talk about it and stop the clock, so they'll use their timeout. And that gives us 13 seconds now to play here as we close out the first half. Middletown, they lead 12-0 over the visiting Cesar Rodney Riders. And again, Middletown putting together a drive here to end the half. And they're looking to put some more points on the board with just 13 seconds to work with. They got it at the 23.
They do, and I believe that was their final timeout. This is going to come down to offensive line play. They're going to have to protect Davis here, and then they'll get about two plays to score a touchdown. They can't give up a sack. Davis can't give up a sack, but it's hard when it's coming from your blind side. You can't really see it coming. So let's see what they come up with. I'm expecting a shot to the end zone.
We'll see if they go trips and maybe try to isolate that backside man coverage. We'll see what they do here with 13 seconds. 3rd and 14 from the 23-yard line. And it looks like they're going to line up in double slot once again. 2 receivers to the left, 2 receivers out to the right. Davis in the shotgun. 13 seconds to play. He'll take the snap, drop back. He's going to look left. He's going to fire left. And he's hit again as he throws, and this one falls incomplete.
Big-time hit right there. Jacob Garrett lays the wood right there on Braden Davis, and it was open season. He took a shot, but he's up. He's okay. But the pressure there forced the errant pass. 4th down here, 9 seconds. Here's your final play, probably to the half.
Yep, so 9 seconds. You said it, 4th and 14, but that pretty much irrelevant at this point as they have the ball at the Cesar Rodney 23. They're going to look to put some points on the board here, and I don't believe Middletown has any timeouts left. I'm not positive on that. So if they were to get a first down with 9 seconds, it would be hard to stop the clock. So Davis out of the gun. He'll take the snap, double slot formation. Look deep down the left sideline. Has his man Griffin, who gets the catch in the first down with 4.9 still to play. So very good execution there on 4th down and with the clock management there from Middletown.
It's beautiful execution there by both Davis and Griffin. And I got to be honest with you, I'm kind of scratching my head about the coverage. You got to play the sticks. It's 4th down. They're going to go. They're not going to get behind you. Jump that route. You can't play that soft in that situation. Now you've allowed Middletown to get even an easier shot into the end zone. Instead of going down into the halftime down 12-0, you got one more play. You got to hope that Davis doesn't make something, amazing happen.
And we'll see what he does. 4.9 seconds. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line for Middletown. Double slot formation as Davis talks to his line. Now he'll sit back ready for the snap. One run back to his right. Murphy coming back to talk to him. He'll now head back out to the slot. Davis takes the snap. He's going to look right immediately. He'll fire right into the end zone. Ball falls incomplete. Good coverage there by Cesar Rodney. And that'll take us into the locker room with a score of 12-0 interesting and very good first half here at Middletown.
It was great coverage there by the Riders defense, number 19, James Cava, making the play, breaking up that pass. And you're right, it's been an up and down first half, and it's a football game. This is good to see. Caesar Rodney's out here fighting.
Yes, they are. So after the first half of play, Middletown and Caesar Rodney. Middletown, they're the second-ranked team in the state. They lead 12-0 the way of 2 Najee Smith touchdown runs. And again, 2 failed two-point conversions. So that's our score, 12-0 coming up at the break. Nick Cannella, he's back in the studio. He'll give you some scores from around the state of Delaware, as well as some sports info in general here for you at the break. So we're going to take our break here as we head into the locker room. 12-0. Middletown leads on 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and iHeartRadio.
But right now we're going to head right into your favorite part of the week, top plays on the special teams end. As you're going to see Steven Williams. He's going to return this kick, and another great angle here you see. He'll catch it off the scoop, and he's taken off right down the sideline. Nobody to catch him, makes 2 men miss. Kicker can't make the tackle, and he is gone. Steven Williams, kickoff return. He takes it all the way. Friends get the win.
So it's the quality cam here on the sideline. It's awesome to watch from this angle, to be honest with you. And watch him. Whoa! Going up. He went to floor 12. He left the person there at floor 4.
Miss. Trying to back out. There it is, off the glass, the game winner. Unbelievable shot.
Crashed the glass.
Late on the
Now
Saturday.
you might have seen this one before. Bang! Throws it right down the lane. Look at that quick elevation. Nobody, everyone got out of the way, Jay. They wanted no piece of it. And then here's a different angle. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Wow, does he get off? Loving this show.
Couldn't be more excited about having our show here held at the Buffalo Wild Wings and Christiana location, and here on Route 7, brand new location. They moved here from Limestone Road, and it's going to be the new home of 302 Sports Week. I'm going to recap some local, college, and professional stuff. It's time for everybody's favorite part of the day, top 5 plays. Here we go. Stanley, your number 1 play from AI, 76-yard punt return. We got ourselves the quality cam here on the sideline. It's awesome to watch from this angle, to be honest with you. And watch him. Whoa! Going up. He went to floor 12. He left the person there at floor 4. I mean, those ups right there. You can't make this stuff up. Couldn't be more excited about having our show here held at the Buffalo Wild Wings and Christiana location, and here on Route 7, brand new location. They moved here from Limestone Road, and it's going to be the new home of 302 Sports Week. I'm going to recap some local, college, and professional stuff. It's time for everybody's favorite part of the day, top 5 plays. Here we go. Stanley, your number 1 play from AI, 76-yard punt return. We got ourselves the quality cam here on the sideline. It's awesome to watch from this angle, to be honest with you. And watch him. Whoa! Going up. He went to floor 12. He left the person there at floor 4. I mean, those ups right there. You can't make this stuff up.
Welcome to the Premier PT Stretch. This is Tom Winley, co-founder and CEO of Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance in Delaware. We're proud to announce our partnership with 302 Sports, where we will be bringing you discussions once a week with 302 Sports about current events, things going on in injuries in sports medicine, as well as things that we're doing as physical therapists out in the communities in the field in order to help your communities. Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance has been around for about 12 and a half years now, and we're fortunate enough to span the state of Delaware. We span from Wilmington to Middletown to Smyrna, Dover, Milford, and Lewis. And we have 2 new facilities coming online within the year that we'll be so excited to tell you about later in another Premier PT Stretch moment. We're also fortunate enough to have 8 athletic training venues throughout the state. We take care of the student athletes at Hodgson Votech, Appoquinimink High School, Middletown High School, First State Military Academy, Caesar Rodney, and Polytech High School. We are also fortunate to now take care of the jockeys at Delaware Park riding the horses, which is a fabulous introduction to a new type of sports medicine that we're on the leading edge of, and we'll be presenting from Dubai this year at the International Jockey Safety Conference, and we'll be telling you all about that in the Premier PT Minute. We also take care of all the athletes at the DE Turf facility in Frederica, where they host national tournaments of all types, about 50 of those tournaments a year. We cover all of them, and that will be the home of one of our new facilities that we'll be excited to tell you about the specialized things that we're doing in sports medicine at that facility. We take care of patients of all ages and ability level with all types of pain and movement dysfunction and conditions. And we do this at all of our facilities. We do specialize in dry needling, certified hand therapy and splinting, and as well as injury prevention for workers' comp injuries, as well as the treatment of workers' comp injuries, which is a very specialized area of physical therapy. And we call our interventions in workers' comp fit to work. And our goal is to get you back to work safely, efficiently, quickly. We also tailor to work with folks who have been in auto accidents or other types of accidents. And of course, we see patients of all ages with all types of insurance, and we accept nearly all the major health insurance plans in the area. We will be coming to you weekly, not just me, but our fabulous team members who are out in the community, helping the community in all types of ways, not just within the clinic, and we'll be telling you about those specialized things. We'll hit hot topics like hot injuries in the sports medicine world, major problems that our folks in the community are facing, and we're excited to do that.
Kirkwood Highway. Unique image you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware. Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.
Back live, Everett Middle School, the home of the Middletown Cavaliers. Nick Allison, Journey, Patrick Arianis, Nick Canella, he's producing back at the studio. We got Guida here and Nick Holliday here as our stats and production team here on site. And Pat, we expected a good one here. Middletown homecoming, but a much more of a special night here with the honoring of Troy Haynes with a tough week this past week as the Woodbridge champion quarterback, lost his battle to cancer. And again, everyone here wearing their orange and showing their support for Troy Haynes and his family.
Yeah, we're honoring his life. And, I know Benny Mitchell and the gang down doing the Woodbridge Archmere game are doing a really nice tribute to him as well. A lot of former teammates are coming out and speaking on their memories, playing some clips, showing some pictures. We love Troy here at 302 Sports. So, to honor him in the best way that we know how, that's what we're here to do. But you're right, man. It's been a good game so far here in the first half.
Yeah, Middletown, they're the home team. It's their homecoming. Big night for them. They brought the intensity. They scored twice the ways of Najir Smith on 2 big-time touchdown runs for the running back for Middletown. And if we look down at his stats, he's had a pretty good first half for them.
Yeah, 13 carries, 78 yards, and the 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's been efficient. And Middletown hasn't been an efficient offense so far tonight. So he's the leader in the clubhouse right now for this right here, this Crown Trophy Player of the Game presented by the U.S. Air Force, Fox Sports 1290 and 302 Sports. He's done it so far in the first half, but of course we do got 2 more quarters to play. We'll have to see. In the passing game, we got the phenom out here, but that's what we keep calling him, Braden Davis, the sophomore. He's getting all the accolades, all the love from a lot of college coaches. Struggling. First game back from a wrist injury. He's playing in a taped wrist where they're also taping his hand up. 6:20 in the first half, 83 yards. Look for him. He's also had a couple receivers drop passes for him. Look for him to tighten things up here in the second half, and he's going to have to if Middletown's going to want to pull away.
Yep, and we'll see if Cesar Rodney plays them the same way they did in that first half. A lot of man-to-man coverage, and Braden Davis just missing some of those deep throws by just a little bit. If he can connect on that, get the same looks here in the second half, they might be able to capitalize. Now we look over now to the Cesar Rodney side of things. Coming in kind of a rough start to the year, 1-3 coming into this contest, but you would have been able to tell that. They played really hard here in the first half. The thing that's killed them, though, is the turnovers.
Yes, they've had 4 turnovers in this game, 3 of them via the fumble. That's going to hurt you. And 2 of them happened on the very first 2 drives of the game for Cesar Rodney where they're driving down the field. They put together a spirited effort here tonight. I mean, they're a team that's coming in 1-3. They kind of limped into this game. Braden Davis is back. It's homecoming. A lot of people in this stadium are thinking, you know what? This is going to be a big-time Middletown win. Cesar Rodney said, as Jay would say, not so fast, my friend. They put a great effort out here defensively. You said it. They've been taking risks. They're playing straight-up man-to-man cover zero defense, it seems, about 70% of the time, and they're getting away with it right now. A guy who's really stood out to me has been Cordero Smith in the pass game. He's broken up about 4 or 5 passes for them right now. And then also defensively, you look at number 64, Kevin Hudson. He's making plays as a linebacker. He's a defensive tackle playing linebacker here tonight, making plays left and right offensively. I mean, you look at it here. Number 4, Terrence Woodland Tremere Woodland has not thrown the football much. 1 of 2 for 24 yards and the pick. I think you got to see Caesar Rodney try and throw the football a little more here in the second half, even it out a little bit if they want to get things going.
And absolutely, and some guy that we talked about in our pregame, one of the big playmakers for that Caesar Rodney offense, hasn't been able to touch the ball yet. In this game, they looked for him on that toss pass, and that was number 17, Corey Handy. We'll see if they can get him involved in the second half, as again, we are 5 minutes and 24 seconds away here from second half action. As we look at some of these defensive stats here in front of us, thanks to our
keep rolling
statisticians.
at it,
Yeah, Nick Halliday, we're looking at some of these tackles here, and you mentioned it for the CR side of things. Not only does Quero Smith have pass breakups, he's got multiple tackles as well. Give him 3 or 4 tackles.
Yeah, absolutely. You see Sean Woolleyhan, the lacrosse standout. He's got 4 as well. Right now we only got Hudson credited with 2, but he's been in a lot of more plays, a lot of partial tackles as well. So I mean, it's been impressive. The guy that you're pointing out to me now here, defensively, Jaheim Wing for Middletown's been all over the field. The defensive end is just blowing things up in the backfield, and it'll be interesting to see what CR puts together here in the second half. They got to put something together. They got to put a drive together. They got to get some pass connections going on if they want to put some points on the board.
Yeah, and they got to keep that morale high in the locker room as we hit 4:20 until we approach the second half. And we just talked about it. You just said it. They put drives together in that first half, multiple play drives where they picked up decent amount of yards, and they just all came to deadly stops with turnovers, whether it was a fumbled snap or a fumble on the carry. If they can correct some of those, we may be looking at a closer game than it already happens to be in 12-0.
Yeah, you're right, and they're going to get the ball coming out of the half. Caesar Rodney's going to start with the football here, and they're going to get an opportunity to put their footprint in this game, right? They're going to have a chance to put a stamp on this game. If they can go down and score, we've said it the last 6 minutes of the first half, it's now 12-6, 12-7, 12-8, depending on what they do with it. You're right in this game with the top 3 team in the state of Delaware, and arguably the best one when they're fully healthy in Middletown. You can't ask for a better opportunity, but they got to take advantage of it fast, because the last thing you want to do is be in a battle right now down 12-0, and then next thing you know, Braden Davis gets hot, and next thing you know, 2 more scores go up on the scoreboard for Middletown. CR's got to score here quickly in this second half. Keep the pressure on Middletown.
Absolutely, and again, Braden Davis, his first game back from that injury, a little rusty on some of those throws, but overall you watch him, the footwork, just the presence in the pocket, the way he's able to make throws on the run, it's still Braden Davis. You can see why he's got some of those offers.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this young man, if you're not watching right now on 302 Sports and you can only grab us on the radio right now at Fox Sports 1290, do yourself a favor and watch the replay after you're done listening, because this kid just looks like a special quarterback, a special talent. You can see the really great ones and the really talented ones. You can just see how they play, if they're great or not. I mean, in 6 of 20, you're thinking, oh, come on. I mean, really? No, you got to watch. You got to watch him. I mean, his mechanics, his footwork, his arm strength, his thinking ability. I mean, he hasn't made really a bad play yet. I mean, a couple throws have been a little errant, but he hasn't made a bad play, a poor decision. And that's crucial. And he's only a sophomore. I mean, we're talking about this young man as if he's a senior All-American. No, he's only a sophomore. So I'm extremely impressed with what I've seen from him so far.
Absolutely, and as we approach the end of our halftime report here and we get to second half action, we're going to take a brief moment of silence here for Troy as we celebrate Troy's life. And welcome back live now inside 302 Sports. Now just about a minute and a half from both teams taking the field for second half action here at Everett Middle School, the home of the Middletown Cavaliers, and their homecoming game here tonight as they welcome in the Caesar Rodney Riders. Middletown, they come into this contest as our second-ranked team here in the 302 Sports rankings. Obviously a great year for them so far. They get their quarterback tonight. Caesar Rodney, tough start. Not ranked, but again, showing a strong performance here tonight. Maybe if they're able to somehow pull out a victory tonight, maybe able to crack that top 10.
They might be able to, and it would put them at 2-3 on the year. But talk about a statement win if they were able to pull this one off. This would put you right back in a trajectory of you get a couple wins in a row and look out. But they got an uphill battle to climb. I mean, Middletown was very rusty in that first half, and they still hold a 12-0 lead. this is going to be a tough battle for the Riders if they're going to want to, come back into this one and take a lead eventually here. So it'll be interesting to see what ends up coming of this.
And then we look down at this Middletown schedule as we near the end of the half. They got Cesar Rodney tonight. They'll welcome William Penn. They got 3 home games in a row now as they'll welcome William Penn next week. And then Appoquinimink, who's been a pretty talented team so far this year as well. That coming up in about 3 weeks. They round out with St. George's. Then a highly anticipated matchup with Sally's coming in early November. And then they close things out with Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, you see the Blue Hen conferences over the years been very tough. And this year you've seen William Penn kind of come back to relevance with a successful season. You're seeing Appoquinimink really start to take off a little bit. Mount Pleasant's had a decent year too. I mean, I know they're new to the Flight A. I believe they got called up to Flight A. I'm not 1,000% sure, but still, I mean, you're seeing them take off. I mean, there's no easy game in that Blue Hen conference anymore. And then of course when you're scheduling Salesiana, this is an up year for Salesiana. I mean, they're back to the Sallies that you and I were going up against back in the day. I mean, last year, of course, they were a finalist, but they weren't expected to be there. This year, we're expecting them to be there. They're as talented as anyone in the state of Delaware.
Absolutely. Definitely championship aspirations down in Wilmington. And now we look at Cesar Rodney. Does not get much easier for the Riders as they close out their schedule. Or, just open it up here in a little bit. They have Middletown, then Milford and Cape Henlopen, and then their final 3 games, Pat, Smyrna, Sussex Tech, and Dover. Tough way to end your year.
Yeah, it's a tough way to end your year. That's why these games are crucial. I mean, you're in a 12-0 battle right now with Middletown. If you could steal a win here, it could really help you, especially with big games coming later down in the schedule. You're going to have to go on a run here. And this would be a type of game to give you the confidence that you feel like you could do that. So we'll see. We'll see what they're capable and able to do here in the second half. But both teams have tough stretches down towards the end of the year, and that's going to get you ready for playoff time if you're able to make it.
Absolutely, and if you're Middletown, you're very thankful you're able to bring back Braden Davis maybe tonight to get him back in that offense and get everything fluid by the time everything rolls around later in November. And again, now just about 2.5 minutes out as you see Middletown, they're going to enter the field once again, get the crowd back into it. It is homecoming again for the 5th time that I've said it here tonight on the broadcast. So a big crowd here at Everett Middle School for this football game. And again, some great football games going on all around the state today. And Benny Mitchell's got a great one down south as well that's underway right now, and if we can get an update on that, we'll check into that as soon as we can. Yeah,
and it'll be interesting to see if we can get a score update on that one. It'll be interesting to see. As you can see now, Middletown coming onto the field. I mean, that's a good matchup down there. Woodbridge and Archmere, 2 teams that are looking to continue undefeated seasons. We talked about it in the pregame. We had, of course. We had Archmere on the show on Wednesday, and
great group of guys.
Yeah, they're a great group of guys. So it'll be interesting to see if you got an update on that one.
Yes, sir. Pat, word just came in from our production team that the game just ended about 1 minute ago. Actually,
wow.
Woodbridge, they get a big 27-0 shutout over Archmere. They remain unbeaten 5-0, and obviously a big time win. And Troy fresh in their minds. What a victory for that football team.
When you see something like that, 2 undefeated teams go at it, and yet it's one-sided like that, you can't help but think there's something else going on in the air that night, and Troy, the spirit of Troy carried that team. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's leading them even, to this day. You can see it. The spirit of Troy leading that team to a big-time win. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, that's not a team to sleep on at Archmere,
exactly
obviously
right.
at 4-0, but very impressive win for Woodbridge. Kind of surprising. I did not expect to score that one-sided in that one.
Yeah, Woodbridge, they showed up, and they got the big-time victory as we are now 30 seconds. First half, Cesar Rodney, I believe, had 4 turnovers in the first half to look to improve upon that as they'll get the ball back to start things here in the third.
Yeah, and like we said, I mean, this is a great opportunity for CR. they put some points on the board here, we got ourselves a new football game. I feel like we've been saying that for the majority of time, but Middletown has not run away with this one. So, I mean, CR's got every opportunity in the world here.
And there you see those 3 kick returners back deep for Caesar Rodney, and now some talking going on the field.
Not quite sure what's going on. I mean,
Caesar Rodney and Middletown.
There's been some confusion between the officials in this game. I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like they're checking footballs. I mean, sorry to any Patriots fans out there, but you can't help but think about Tom Brady and the Deflategate. Not 100% sure what's going on.
I mean, in your defense, that's what it looks like the refs are doing down to those footballs on the sideline. They're squeezing them to make sure that PSI is right. And once we get word about that, if we do get word, we'll let you know. But we're about ready to kick things off here with second half action live between Middletown and Caesar Rodney. Middletown coming in ranked number 2 in the state here in our rankings.
I believe there was a penalty. Now, the penalty was Middletown being late to the field. They end up getting an unsportsmanlike penalty, and they're going to kick off from the 25. So CR, once again, is going to have really great field position to start the second half off here, Nick.
And every time they've had decent field position, Pat, we've seen it. They've been able to put together some decent drives that unfortunately have ended for them in turnovers. We'll see again, new half. We'll see what coach said to them in the locker room and how they come out here in the third quarter. Anthony Pepper back ready to kick.
He's kicking into the wind, so let's see if this thing gets stuck up in the air.
Kick again. This one going to be fielded by Nathan Waite at the 30. Has some room, gets out to the 35, and he lost the football. Ball is loose, and Middletown once again hops on it. They'll take over at the CR 35.
That's an unforced error. He wasn't even hit, and the ball just wiggles out of Waite's hands, and you hate to see it. I mean, Caesar Rodney's out here battling. They're trying to make plays, but they're just coughing the football up and just giving Middletown opportunity after opportunity to try and put this game away. Let's see if they take advantage of it finally here.
We'll see if they use that sudden change advantage. Like you said, maybe take a shot deep, but I mean, it cannot be emphasized here how these turnovers have been hurting Caesar Rodney all game long.
Yeah, but I'm absolutely taking a shot deep. Once again, looks like a cover one defense here. They do have one safety deep. He's shading towards the near side. Let's see what they do here.
2 backs in the backfield to the left. It's Ben Martin to Braden Davis's right. It's Najee Smith. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 far out standalone to the right. He'll hand off to Najee Smith up the middle, and he'll pick up about 4 or 5 yards here on first down. He gets close to the 32-yard line.
And Najee Smith, another 5-yard run to add to his impressive night. He's been the model of consistency tonight for Middletown. That's now, I believe, 14 carries for 83 yards, approaching the century mark on the ground. I mean, he's gotten the job done tonight for them.
Still same formation now on 2nd and 5 as Braden Davis looks to the sideline to get the play call. And now back to the line of scrimmage, 11-18 to play.
Still a cover one look here from the Riders.
Quick 3-step drop out of the gun, fires wide left here, has his man who makes the catch close to the first down marker. That was number 3, Jaquez Walker, who gets taken down close to the 26-yard line, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Yes, it was, and you know what? That's knowing the sticks, getting to the sticks, and a nice job there by Davis, just taking what the defense gives you. We've seen it a couple times where he's thrown these short patterns and hits his receivers. So let's see if he can get in a rhythm. Once again, we say that.
Again, 2 wide receivers out to the right. It's Griffin and Denson. Walker wide out, left alone. 2 running backs in the backfield with Davis, who sits in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the CR 26, 10:50 to play here in the third quarter.
You're seeing this Middletown offense wait to see the defense line up, and then they turn to the sidelines fully.
Nice catch on the snap there by Braden Davis. A little off snap, he gets it, feeds it up the middle to Ben Martin, who stopped for, it looks like, no gain, setting up 2nd and about 10.
So you see this a lot in college offenses where they'll get up, they'll line up, they'll see how the defense lines up, turn back to the coaches, and there'll be signals given on the sidelines by all of the coaching staff and some reserve players. They're reading the Caesar Rodney defense and then picking and choosing what they want to do.
As you see Kennedy run on the field late, the DB for Caesar Rodney, as Davis now turns back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9.
This looks more like a cover 3 look for the Riders.
Davis going to throw this one out wide, has his man. That's Denson, breaks a tackle. Now he's at the 10, the 5, touchdown Middletown. Demetric Denson, he takes the hitch, and he goes 25 yards for the Middletown score.
And that's the perfect call. You see a cover 3, you know that corner is going to sag back deep. fake like you're going deep, cut it off. It's a beautiful throw from Davis. Denson makes one-man miss, takes it in for a touchdown. That could be a nominee for the Elias Group Genuine Connection of the game. Our first touchdown through the air. Beautiful play calling by the Middletown staff there to recognize what the defense was doing and taking advantage of what they gave you.
And Braden Davis give him his first touchdown pass upon his return here tonight as, again, 25-yarder there to Demetric Denson, and now they'll line up 0 for 2 with an 18-0 lead. Man in motion from right to left. He'll take the snap. He's going to look left.
Man-to-man.
Fires. Incomplete through the back of the end zone, unable to hit his man there, so another unsuccessful conversion.
There's a penalty marker. Here's a penalty marker on the field, Nick. Let's see what it is. That's declined. It was on Middletown. So, yeah, another one goes by the wayside, but another touchdown pushes the lead at 18-0, and that was important for Middletown.
And we'll take our first break of the second half. We'll be right back here on 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and iHeartRadio.
Winning has come easily to us throughout our years here, but no one was born a more natural winner than one of my best friends, Troy Haynes. I met Troy when I was a little 5-year-old kid as we were paired together to sit on the bus. We quickly became friends over our interest in girls and sports, something a lot of boys can relate to. We rode the bus together all the way until 5th grade when I was told another bus was going to be transporting me back and forth to school. Not gonna lie, a few tears were shed that day on our last bus ride home together, but that didn't stop us from continuing our friendship as we had plenty of time together in the classroom and on athletic playing fields. Throughout my 13 years of knowing Troy, I've watched him win, from scoring the game-winning touchdown in the state championship game our sophomore year, to hitting the clutch free throws in a basketball game, and even
for Middletown and Caesar Rodney in what was a fantastic first half. And Caesar Rodney was looking to gain some momentum out of that locker room. They did open up the second half returning the football. They fumbled the kickoff return once again, their 5th turnover, and Middletown takes it and scores.
They do, and you saw the first adjustments from the Middletown offense, waiting to see what the defense setup is for Rodney and then changing the play call.
And again, just unable to hold on to the football tonight is Caesar Rodney. 4 turnovers the way of a fumble, 1 an interception. But either way, the ball a little slippery out there for the Riders as we have 9:51 to play here in the third quarter. They're down 18-0.
Yeah, they took the kickoff here out to the 35-yard line. That's where they'll set up. But yeah, and you know, we got to mention for the viewers on 302 Sports, we're seeing the memorial speech there for Troy Haynes. We'll be playing some snippets of that throughout the broadcast. So for you viewers on 302 Sports, you know, it's definitely something that we're proud of here at 302, and you know, with Troy's legacy living on.
Rivera in motion. Woodland will take the handoff. He'll quickly hand off to the left side, trying to get outside, but unable to do so. I believe
that was once again Kennedy on the carry.
Kennedy.
And you know, Nick, I said it in the first half, and now it's becoming even more apparent. CR is going to have to start throwing the football a little bit, get some play action involved. Right now, Middletown is just completely selling out to stop the run. You're going to have to make some plays happen through the air. You're going to have to trust your junior quarterback here in Tremere Woodland.
We'll see again that playmaker, Corey Handy, number 17 wide receiver, yet to touch the ball in this one. We'll see if they can somehow get it to him. But 2nd and 11 from the 34-yard line, 9:13 for Woodland, who's under center. He'll toss right into the hands of Kennedy and nowhere to run. Another loss as he's hit in the backfield and dropped.
Yeah, and once again, Jaheim Wing just getting through there as if no one's blocking him. I mean, he's just blowing his matchup up in this game. That's a 6-yard loss on a toss play. I mean, he wasn't even able to get outside before Wing gets to him. I mean, these Middletown they know what's coming. I mean, you can see it. They're starting to guess, which isn't always a great thing, but when there's no threat of a pass play, you're not going to catch teams off guard. It's a tough spot right now for Caesar Rodney.
And that sets up a 3rd and 15 from their own 30-yard line as they try and fight to get back in this one. 8:27 to play in hostile territory here against a very good Middletown team.
Yeah, now on a 3rd and 15, you become even predictable with the pass.
Woodland out of the gun, nowhere to throw. He's sitting in the pocket, trying to find someone, create some room for himself, create some time, still looking to throw. He's going to launch this one down in the air. Handy, and he can't make the catch at the 40 as he laid out for it. Able to buy time was Woodland out of the pocket and had Handy on the deep route down the sideline, but good coverage, and that one falls incomplete.
And there it is, right? I mean, this young man's an athlete, Woodland. He made something happen out of that right there. Unfortunately, just a little too far out of Handy's reach, but those are the plays you're going to have to make if you're Caesar Rodney here in the second half. Unfortunately, now you're down 18, but those are the plays you need to make when you're in a game where you're catching a team having an off night. That's only the third pass attempt of the game for him. Got to see a little more of that from Caesar Rodney if you want to have a chance to pull an upset off.
And now they'll send out the punt team on 4th and 15 deep in their own territory at the CR 30. 8:09 to play in the third quarter. Middletown back to receive. It's Isaiah Griffin and Timothy Butler. Butler already showing off what he can do here on special teams with a couple good returns in this one.
Yes, he has. As Caesar Rodney's going to take a timeout here, talk some things over. 8:08 to go in the third.
And we'll stick right here for the timeout again. 8 minutes exactly now on the clock here in the third quarter. Nick Alessandrini, Patrick Garianis, Alex Guida, and Nick Cannella back producing in the studio. And Middletown calls a timeout. CR again, once again, forced to punt 4th and long for that Rider offense. He talked about it. It's hard to keep a team guessing when you're one-dimensional.
It is, and that's kind of what it comes down to. They're running a wing T offense, which has been run in the state of Delaware for decades now. I ran it. I don't believe you guys ran it at St. Mark's, but I ran it at St. Elizabeth under Coach Hempel, and, it can be successful. It still can work, but you got to have some variations to it. You got to mix in the waggle pass. You got to mix in, the different pass, the 3 steps out of it, the 5 steps out of it, and you haven't seen that consistently from Caesar Rodney tonight for whatever reason. Obviously, we're not at practice every week. We don't have the game plan in front of us, but what I'm seeing is Middletown just pinning their ears back to stop the run because they don't feel any kind of threat of the pass. So I'd like to see CR try and take advantage of that.
And early in the game, Kennedy was able to pick up some decent yards on some of those run plays, but that has been gobbled up in recent drives. Beautiful punt's going to be received by Butler at his own 30. Cuts upfield to the 40, has some room to midfield, 45-40. He's got the block, 30, 25, makes a cut inside to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He's wrapped up, but too late as he gets into the end zone, and he'll take it all the way for a touchdown. Timothy Butler, we talked about what he could do on special teams. He did so just there. He takes the punt for the touchdown.
70-yard punt return from Butler, and you saw that play develop. He had beautiful blocking. It only took a couple of cutbacks. And a great job there by the senior. He, like you said, he's made some plays already in this game, in the return game. This one pays off for a touchdown, and right now Middletown's starting to pour it on.
You said in Middletown, they came out of the locker room when Caesar Rodney was going to be the ones getting the ball that had to get the momentum to their side. Middletown forces another turnover. They score, force a stop, get the ball back, or don't even get the ball back. They force a stop and then take the punt back. And Middletown, they're clicking on all cylinders.
They are, and this is what we expected to see from Middletown. The first half, they were bogged down. And like I said, great opportunity for Caesar Rodney to make a game of it. But, the Cavaliers have made the mistakes hurt for CR, whether it's the turnovers or on that one, a special teams play. Just a great play there by Butler. And, yeah, they're opening it up, Nick. This is why Middletown's ranked right now number 3 in the state. And when fully healthy, they can compete for that number 1 spot.
You said it, when healthy, the key component to that, Braden Davis, and he is back tonight making his presence known. Looks pretty good throwing the ball. Obviously, if you were to look at the stats, it might not project that, but obviously to the eye test, he looks good here in this offense back tonight.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, Nick. You can see that the kid's got talent. He may not be having the sharpest game, but
so play action for 2. Nice throw to the pylon. Has his man, I believe it was Walker or Griffin, and he gets it in for the 2-point conversion. That's a nice strong arm throw there on this quick speed out to get that ball all the way to the sideline.
Oh, yeah, it was a poor snap. I mean, he was able to go up and grab it, and he threw an absolute strike. He was late throwing it because of the snap, and he was still able to put it right on the numbers for Griffin to get the 2-point conversion. He's going to continue to sharpen up as this year goes on, and if he stays healthy, this team, you need to keep an eye on them, Middletown. Just like in the past years, they had Drew Fry for the past couple of years. He was able to in Delaware, if you're able to have a successful, efficient passing game, you differentiate yourself in this state. I mean, that's just as simple as that. Even to this day, with as pass heavy as teams are, if in this state, if you're able to throw the ball with efficiency, look out. You saw it with Smyrna for years, with Henderson for 2 years. You saw it with Middletown and Fry. So I mean, that's a big time key in the state of Delaware.
And you talked about it. When you look at this Middletown team, they may be the most gifted team through the air here in the state of Delaware. If you had to put that out on paper, out of all the teams in the top 10, you might figure that this Middletown team probably is the best at throwing the football.
Yeah, I mean, they very well could be.
Again, Hodson, they're your top-ranked team in the state. Middletown took on them a few weeks ago in that Saturday early morning kickoff. But again, Colby Chambers was under center for the Cavs in that game, not Braden Davis, as this kickoff is underway. And running a number bobbled kickoff there with Cesar Rodney again, but able to jump on it. That ball just slippery come that side of the field.
Yeah, and this is one of those tapes that they're going to go back and they are going to be so sick with themselves and knowing what they gave Middletown. It's tough. You can't turn the football over against really quality football teams, and that's what they've done tonight. And Middletown is now starting to gather their footing and turn it up a little bit. You talked about Hodson. Hodson can spin the ball too now. Absolutely. With C.J. Henry. Another team that can do it on the ground and do it in the air. You separate yourself when you're able to do that.
So here come the Riders, again led by Woodland, who will line up under center in the wing T. 1st and 10 from the 26. He'll turn and give up the middle. I believe that's Kennedy on the carry.
Yeah, it was number 34 on that play.
Excuse me, a little.
Brock Connor. Yeah, and well blocked. Yeah. And now you're going to see CR to get a first down. They're going to try and get into tempo again. This worked for him a little earlier.
It did. They pick up a first down on that carry, trying to get some momentum offensively, like you just said. Wing T formation, Woodland under center. 1st and 10 from the 37. He'll turn and give it to Kennedy around the edge. Tries to get outside, but can't, and he's met at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, and let's see if they continue it. It looks like they are. They're going to continue the tempo here. Down 4 scores.
Same formation. The lineup 2nd and 10 from the 37 once again. Wing T, Woodland under center. Handy the receiver, bottom of the screen, and I believe another fumble on the snap, but we have a flag beforehand and a false start against the Cesar Rodney offense.
Yeah, center didn't snap the ball. There was a miscommunication there between quarterback and center on the snap count, and it's going to hurt them. 5 yards back, they go. I mean, Middletown's really turning it up. I mean, you can see it. The intensity, the efficiency, they're starting to look like the real deal again.
And after those 2 touchdowns, you figure that Middletown maybe can smell a little blood now, up 26-0 with 6:49 to go. That confidence, I mean, in the beginning of the game, both teams were battling, and Cesar Rodney was looking strong and didn't let Middletown have that confidence. Now they're up 26-0. You can see that confidence on the field. And now Woodland lost the snap once again, unable to take the snap from under center. There's been problems there all night between Woodland and his center in that exchange. And that time, once again, another fumble. That's going to cost him 10-plus yards.
Yeah, and the sloppiness in this game and the ball security for Cesar Rodney is just inexcusable. And, they know that. These kids know that, this coaching staff knows that, and it's going to be a point of emphasis, I'm sure, throughout the week. And it's as simple as that. I mean, they're going, if they want to turn the season around, they're going to have to turn that around.
6 minutes now to play in the third quarter. 26-0 lead, and a long 3rd and 22 for CR from their own 25. Quick dive up the middle as they'll give the ball to
Connor again.
Connor up the middle on the out of the wing T, and he picks up a few yards, but nothing really there. And now 4th and about 20 as the punt team will come on for the Riders.
I'll tell you what, tonight, Kyle Pounds, the punter for CR, has done a good job. I mean, he's boomed the ball. Even when he was pinned back deep in his own end zone, he got it out a 40-yard punt. So this young man's been impressive.
And back to receive the ever-dangerous Timothy Butler. Already had taken one to the house just the last time around. As, again, another snap issue. Snaps it over the punter's head, but we have a stoppage here as whistles blow.
Might have been a timeout. No, a false start against CR.
And might have been a good thing if you're Cesar Rodney, because that snap sailed over the punter's head. So the false start actually may be a blessing in disguise if you're the Riders here on 4th and 14. As they'll line up to punt again now with about 4th and 20.
Yeah, This is a big time moment here. I mean, CR, this is the danger zone right now.
So the punt is off cleanly, a laser low to the ground. It'll take a bounce at the 40. They're just going to let it roll out at about the 39-yard line. So that's where Middletown will start their next drive. 4:49 to play. We'll take our first break of the second half, and we come back. More third quarter action live from Middletown on 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and iHeartRadio.
Whether you're planning to buy a home in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, let me walk you through the process from start to finish and get your questions answered. I'm a DHSA lender with down payment assistance programs or grant money. I can help those with less than perfect credit or those working on their credit. I'm also local and always have been. So call 302-563-5599 or visit bryans.loans.com when you are ready to get started on your road to homeownership. Whether you're planning to buy a home in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, let me walk you through the process from start to finish and get your questions answered. I'm a DHSA lender with down payment assistance programs or grant money. I can help those with less than perfect credit or those working on their credit. I'm also local and always have been. So call 302-
Welcome back live here. Nick Alsturdy, Pat Garianis on hand for Middletown. Caesar Rodney, 4:16 to play. Caesar Rodney just punted this one away. Middletown picked up 5 on that carry by Galvin. And now setting up 2nd and 5 from their own 43-yard line. Davis out of the gun, and he'll throw quick to the outside, but that ball batted at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great play there once again. Number 6, Matthew Obiagu. We've heard him, his name called a couple times here tonight. Gets in the passing lane there and knocks it down. Brings up a 3rd down for the Cavs, and this is where Caesar Rodney got the success in the first half. They were able to get into the passing lanes, knock passes down, and force quick, possessions for Middletown. Here in the second half, Middletown's kind of found their groove, had a big punt return for a touchdown as well, and right now they're kind of in cruise control, up 4 scores.
Double slot, one back to the right of Braden Davis, who sits in the shotgun. He'll take it. And he'll hand off to Martin, who makes a defender miss. And now Braden Davis going to lay a block downfield as Martin cuts back into the inside, and he gets just past midfield before he's wrapped up at the Caesar Rodney 48.
Yeah, and Caesar Rodney had him dead to rights in the backfield, but somehow, as he came out of his shoe on that run, was able to make something out of nothing. Ben Martin, that was impressive there from the junior, and picks up 1st down yardage.
Clock continues to run for the Cavaliers. 3:45 to play in the third. They lead 26-0. New set of downs at Caesar Rodney 49. Davis sits in the shotgun once again. Double slot formation. He'll take the snap, drop back. He's going to look left. He's going to fire right.
That's a pick.
And miscommunication as that ball's intercepted on the outside by the Caesar Rodney corner.
Yeah, Maurice Hinson was just sitting there pretty, and you're right. There was a miscommunication on a route there. What I think Davis saw was he was going to get a smash route. So he was thinking he was going to get a quick hitch, and then the inside receiver on that play was going to run a corner or a flag route. And instead, what you saw there was number 9, Isaiah Griffin, run a seam instead of a flag. So he throws it to the outside on a cover 3, thinking he was going to get the flag. And the corner was just sitting there waiting for it.
Absolutely. When you have that double slot, when you have that safety sitting up top, that's it closed. And obviously you don't want to take that shot down the middle of the field. But just like you said, a miscommunication there on the option route. And now 3:23 to play. CR, they got the ball back. And I believe maybe a penalty on the return as they're backing Caesar Rodney up. So they returned it to the 43. There was some type of blocking back or penalty on the return. And that'll set up, it looks like, Caesar Rodney maybe at the 20 or 5 to 30-yard line now. We'll wait and see where they spot it.
And Davis, he'll look at the film on that one, and what he'll see is he had his outside receiver wide open on the hitch. That corner was playing a cover 3. The linebacker didn't quite get out to cover the flat. That was probably the proper decision to make, but sophomore quarterback, you live and you learn.
And now we're going to see 2 wide receivers here at the bottom of the formation for Caesar Rodney. Woodland still under center, one back behind him. A man tight off the line of scrimmage to the right. As now they're just waiting again for the referees to get play back underway here with 3:23 to go. 26-0 lead as CR starts this one from their own 28.
Been a lot of stoppages because of the officials here tonight. A lot.
Kennedy in deep halo motion. They'll hand it up the middle. Has some room, and he's going to break a tackle out to the 45-yard line. Quick little dive play with the motion, and that's a good run there by, I believe, number
Connor.
34.
Brock Connor once again taking it across midfield. However, dirty laundry on the field. Look for holding. That's unfortunate there for Cesar Rodney. That is unfortunate.
Kind of been the story of the night if you're a Rider fan, whether that be a turnover or a critical timing of a flag. Just unable to get any momentum here in this one tonight as they trail 26-0.
Well, the unfortunate thing is whatever the call was on that, it was so far away from the play. He was 15 yards down the field when that flag was thrown. They're the ones that frustrate you as a coaching staff and as a player when it's a call that doesn't even affect the play. And it's like, where did that come from? What did you see there? It's unfortunate.
And now Woodland in the huddle going to look to the sideline, trying to get the play from coach here as, again, the play clock probably running down.
Keep an eye for the viewers at home. Watch this back judge. He's going to let you know where the play clock is at. Right now, they're not in trouble yet, but they haven't even gotten the play into the huddle yet. Once the hand goes up, there'll be a 10 seconds.
So we are getting a 1st and 1 here on the scoreboard after the big run. So the penalty will make it a 1st and 1 from the 37-yard line. And it looks like if they can get the playoff here, as he's going to look to the sideline, they may have to call a timeout. Otherwise, they may be dealing with a delay game.
Yeah, well, we still haven't even gotten a 10 count yet.
Yeah, and you can see the Middletown sideline. They're a little confused themselves, and they're asking what's going on. Maybe it had something to do with the ref spotting the ball. Maybe they started the play clock early or late. Well, either way, they're going to line up here.
I've seen at least 30 seconds come off the game clock. We still don't even have a hand up yet from the back judge. There it is. 4, 3, 2, and they just get it off next.
So now Woodland going to look to pass. Here comes the pressure. He's going to try to roll right, but nowhere to go. He's brought down in the backfield. Big-time sack by the man, Jaheim Wing. He's been, again, like you said, all over the field defensively.
Yeah, someone's got to put a body in front of that young man. I mean, I know it's difficult, but, I mean, he's been the one guy who has been wreaking havoc in the backfield. He can't be the one to beat you. And that play, once again, he was. I mean, he just had free reign to the quarterback.
Setting up now a 2nd and very long, 2nd and about 14 from what was a 1st and 1 after the penalty on the run by Brock Connor.
And that hurts. I mean, right there, you got it. At this point, you're trying to get points, right? You're set up with a 1st and 1. You've been running the ball all night. That's the situation where you run. You know?
And now they'll try to pair together a drive here and try to get on the board. 1:06 to play in the 3rd. Woodland will turn and toss, and that ball is going to be loose in the backfield. Another turnover. It's scooped up by, I believe, Anthony Pepper, who takes it close to the 5-yard line. Another big turnover forced by that Middletown defense.
It was the speed toss play there, and running back got a little too far ahead of the quarterback, and another costly turnover for the Riders. The sloppiness continues.
It's been a very sloppy game, to say the least, if you're a Cesar Rodney fan. But again, Middletown, they'll take over. 58 seconds now, deep in Rider territory. They still lead 26-0. And what was, again, a 12-0 game at the half. Both teams went into the locker room and then came out. And ever since then, Middletown has been a step ahead of Cesar Rodney here in the second half.
They have. And, you know, they've looked like the 3rd-ranked team in the state of Delaware in the second half. There's no doubt about it. And they'll look to continue and kind of pour it on here.
Ben Martin and Galbic in the backfield now alongside Braden Davis, who sits in the middle of them. Wide receiver to the right, 2 to his left. He'll quickly hand off to Galbic, and he'll go untouched into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So just like that.
That was an illegal shift against Middletown, and that would have been a touchdown.
Excuse me, the touchdown.
But a play will not count.
Do you have another flag?
Illegal shift, and they'll move this one back here next. It'll be 1st and goal from the 8.
And again, Middletown would have had another untouched run up the gut for a touchdown, that time the way of Dominic Galvin, but the flag will negate that. And like you said, Pat, 1st and goal from the 8-yard line, 26-0 lead, 53 seconds to play here in the third quarter.
We haven't seen much Najee Smith here in the second half. He had the first carry of the second half, but we haven't seen him since, letting the young guys get some burn.
So Davis sits in the shotgun now, 1st and goal from the 8. He'll take the snap, gets the handoff to Martin, jump cut inside, picks up a few yards on that carry, gets close down, I believe, a couple yards maybe down to the 4-yard line.
It was a good job there from CR, and I believe maybe we'll get one more play here before we head to the fourth quarter, 30 seconds to go. Let's see if Middletown will just run the ball here and let this clock dissipate, or if they take a shot at the end zone through the air, Nick.
Davis will take the snap. He's going to look left. He'll throw left. Has his man in the end zone. Touchdown. That's number 3, DeQuez Walker.
9.
Excuse me, 9, Isaiah Griffin. I should have known that's in the connection with Braden Davis. That went to the far left of our screen. Give the man another catch. This one, though, goes in for the score. Braden Davis, 2nd touchdown pass on the night. And like that, they extend this lead.
And I'll tell you what, that was an absolute seed he threw there. And it was a great hands catch by Griffin in traffic to get that touchdown. Another candidate for an alias group genuine connection to the game. A beautiful execution there by the offense in Middletown, and you're starting to see Davis get into a little bit of a rhythm. Yeah, he had the interception, but we're not going to put that on him. That was a miscommunication. He misread the defense. The receiver ran the wrong route. Not quite sure. There was something going on there. It wasn't a poor throw. But, yeah, he's come alive here in the second half, and so is Middletown.
And if you're Middletown, you're excited to get Braden Davis maybe back for a game like this where you can ease him back into the offense, ease him back in on the field with the injury he had. And what better game to do so than the way that they performed here tonight, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And they lead now 32-0, and they're going to line up to go for 2.
And it's not a slate against Cesar Rodney. It's more of the fact of how tough their schedule is down the stretch. I mean, this was definitely a game where, I mean, if you're able to get him back, this is probably the best matchup for Middletown and Braden Davis.
And they handed it off to Galvin there, who again went untouched into the end zone, but we have another stoppage as Middletown kind of has their hands up in the air. They want to know what's going on as well.
The officials just blew it dead for, I don't know the reason for it. I mean, it's been multiple times now in this game that we've seen this. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Maybe the coach wasn't off the field yet. I don't know. But why are you not over top? Why are you not behind the center holding the play until the coach gets off the field? You can't just blow the whistle dead.
Well, either way, they'll line up for the same play, just second attempt basically here is, again, same play. They'll hand it off to Galvin up the middle out of the gun, and same result. He walks in for the 2-point conversion, and just like that, Middletown extends that lead to 34-0, 17.5 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, they're grooving. They're clicking on all cylinders now, and you're seeing Cesar Rodney kind of limp off the field, walk off the field. I mean, it's a tough position to be in. They were battling, man. They really were. They were scratching and clawing, 12-0 at halftime, and the second half just has not gone their way.
And again, we talked about it. They had their chances early in this one. The turnovers killed them. A couple of fumbles in Middletown territory to start the game. And the defense played big, played well in that first half. It came up with some critical stops, just unable to do it on the offensive side of the ball to back up that defense.
And you know, as a defense, and it's the same thing as an offense, when the defense can't stop anybody, it does kind of take a toll on you. I mean, you're doing your job, you're excited about it, but when the other side of the ball isn't getting the job done, it can wear on you. And if you're not mentally tough, you know, things can break down. And I mean, tonight the turnovers have really killed Cesar Rodney. Let's be honest. That's really what's hurt them. That's what's allowed the offense to just be stalled. I mean, when they've had momentum, they forked the ball up, and that's what's kind of hurt them in this game. But they'll have the ability to bounce back. They'll look at the tape and they'll be like, look, we were competing with a team like Middletown, and without, you know, the turnovers, it could have been for 3-4 quarters. Even with the turnovers, it was for a half.
That one falls in the second line of return team for CR. He's met hard by Anthony Peppers, the guy who kicked the ball at the 40-yard line. Big-time hit, but that's where CR will begin that drive.
Yeah, that's a tough one there for Brock Connor. He's running, he's getting dragged from behind, and he sees big number 13 bearing down on him. Took the hit, though, you know, with stride and not even shaken up by it.
And again, I mean, just to talk about the Caesar Rodney, the game tonight, I mean, almost a freak game, if you will. Some of the fumbles we've seen, some of the things that have happened for Caesar Rodney, we may not see again this year. I mean, just some of the fumbles off just the kick return, just coming out on an open field, some of his fumbles from under center, the handoffs running into each other. Just a unfortunate game tonight here for Caesar Rodney.
Yeah, no, you're right. And Jaheim Wing, he had to hop off the field there. And
as we say it, the ball is on the ground again as they try to hand the ball off up the middle. The running back and quarterback just can't get on the same page. That time, Woodland, and I think the running back.
Actually, that was the new quarterback, believe it or not, Zachary McClements.
Okay.
So first snap for him. Mesh point's not quite there, I believe.
And I believe Middletown comes up with the recovery to end the third quarter. So I believe when we open up fourth quarter action, they'll have.
We haven't got a signal yet from the officials on who's getting it, but we'll let you know after.
So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, fourth quarter action live here in Middletown between Middletown and Caesar Rodney, 34-0. Your score at the end of the third. Welcome back live inside 302 Sports. If you're listening on Fox Sports 1290 or the iHeartRadio app, fourth quarter action live here in Middletown between number 2 ranked Middletown and Caesar Rodney on Middletown's homecoming night here. And they lead 34-0 as they've broken this one wide open here in the second half as we begin fourth quarter action.
Yeah, and the officials had concurred that Caesar Rodney keeps possession on this one. And McClements is in at quarterback, number 15. He drops back the pass on the rollout, incomplete. Big time hit there by number 33, Ryan Cheat.
So that sets up fourth and short for this Caesar Rodney team here, down 34-0. They're just looking to get on the board, make something happen. So most likely we'll see the offense, spoke too soon, as it looks like the punt team will come on for the Riders. And no, they'll stay out there. Number 15, Clement back in the game at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, you got to. You got to try and put something on the board here. I like this call from the coach staff over at Caesar Rodney. I think this is good. Shows that you have faith in your guys.
So now they'll send trips out to the right side, one back behind McClements. He'll send him in deep motion. They'll fake the toss, dive up the middle.
He's got it.
And I believe he'll be close to the first down marker on fourth down, so it looks like they'll have enough for it. I believe
it was Brock Connor.
It was Brock Connor again, yeah.
He did get to the 50-yard line. That's going to be good enough for first down.
It looks that way, but again, nothing has been set in stone tonight, and they'll give it to him there. So new set of downs for Caesar Rodney, 11-10 to go here in the fourth quarter. They'll have it 1st and 10 from midfield as they look to get on the board.
I mean, this has kind of been a snowball effect here in the second half. This is an opportunity for the Riders to try and get themselves a little bit of positive momentum here.
Again, one back behind McClements. He'll send Rivera in motion. They'll speed sweep give to Rivera. Tries to get outside, has to cut back inside, makes a few defenders miss, but nowhere to run overall as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, great job by the Middletown defense setting the edge, and it's just hard to make something happen on a cutback as there's a penalty marker thrown. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike on somebody here. But one thing I've noticed here in a couple of snaps from Zachary McClements, much better mesh point, other than obviously the first play of the drive here. He seems to have a much better mesh point with his running backs.
And again, yeah, you saw some, I don't know if it was a miscommunication or maybe just some footwork having to do with that Caesar Rodney exchange in the first half. A couple fumbles coming the way of the quarterback and running back kind of running into each other in the first half. And like you said, a little bit more smooth here late in this one is Caesar Rodney looks to try to get it together, to put some type of drive together just to instill some confidence in this football team.
You're exactly right. Unfortunately, they pick up an unsportsmanlike that. It'll bring up a second down at 25. But you're right, Nick. It's about having positive plays, right? Okay, the penalty doesn't help. But if you can get back close to the first down yardage here, even if you don't pick up a first down, it's good film. It's good tape to look at.
Second and 25 from the CR 35, 10-15 to go. Under center is McClements. Deep motion. He's now going to roll out right on the waggle, fire right, and what a defensive play out there. But a nice throw and catch. That's 17. The guy we've been talking about, Corey Handy, finally gets a target his way, and he reels in the tough catch.
It's a good throw on the run there from McClements. It was good job up front by the CR offensive line. No one was even close to McClements. He was able to throw that one pretty cleanly, and that's a big-time play.
Big chunk of yardage there. Sets up 3rd and 16 from the 44, and now some movement with the snap, and McClements has brought down hard in the backfield. Some people went with the play. Some people didn't even get out of their stance, so miscommunication on the snap. That set up the tackle in the backfield, but some laundry on the field.
Yeah, Derek Burke picks up the big-time hit, and it was another false start there on CR. This center, miscommunication with the snap count, as you said, Nick, and right now Caesar Rodney's they're trying to get their footing. And you got to look forward into next week. I mean, at this point, that's where you got to look right now. You're at home, big-time game coming up, a homecoming game against Milford. That right now is what you got to get ready for.
McClements looks to the sideline. 9:42. Clock is stopped here in the fourth quarter. They trail 34-0. You said it, Pat. They'll welcome in Milford next week for Caesar Rodney. Now looking over at Middletown. They've got 3 straight home games that start tonight. Next week, next Friday, they welcome in the William Penn Colonials, a team that we talked a little bit about earlier on the broadcast.
Yeah, and Penn's kind of had a resurgence this year. When Marvin Dooley took the ride over to St. Elizabeth, even in his last couple of years there, they were kind of on a downtrend from their state championship form, and now they seem to be back. Trying to get back at that level.
And now we'll have a timeout on the field. We will take a timeout with them when we come back. More fourth quarter action live from Middletown on 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and iHeartRadio.
563-5599 or visit BryansLoans.com when you are ready to get started on your road to homeownership. Whether you're planning to buy a home in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, let me walk you through the process from start to finish and get your questions answered. I am a DHSA lender with down payment assistance programs or grant money. I can help those with less than perfect credit or those working on their credit. I'm also local and always have been. So call 302-563-5599 or visit BryansLoans.com when you are ready to get started on your road to homeownership. Whether you're planning to buy a home in 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, let me walk you through the process from start to finish and get your questions answered. I am a DHSA lender with down payment assistance programs or grant money. I can help those with less than perfect credit or those working on their credit. I'm also local and always have been. So call 302-563-5599 or
Side 302 Sports. Nick Allison, Draney Patrick, Gary Ennis, Alex Guida in the booth here at Everett Middle School for Middletown and Caesar Rodney. Nick Halliday, he's on top. Nick Canella's producing back in the studio, and fourth quarter action again back live. 9:34 to play, 34-0 lead for an impressive Middletown team that we've seen tonight on their homecoming, and now a punt coming the way of Caesar Rodney, and he's going to run into the kicker there. That was number 4 we've seen a lot of tonight, Demetric Denson. And we might get a penalty flag here this time on the Cavaliers.
Yeah, you're going to get a rough in the kicker. It's going to be 15 yards, and I believe an automatic first down. I believe.
And you see Middletown coaching staff not happy about it.
No, you can't be. I mean, there's no reason to even go after that. Yeah, I mean, you know, Denson, he's going to hear about that all week in practice. You better believe it. He may hear about that all year. He is going to be made an example of you know, this is, every coach has a story like this. You don't do this.
He's saying, Coach, I was feeling good. We're up 34-0. I had a clear shot at it.
Yeah, and Coach is like,
Gotta
yeah,
make sure
you're
you get the
exactly
hands
right.
up.
We're up 34-0. There's no need to go after it. That's exactly what's going on there. Either way, 1st down and 10 for CR.
And another whistle. And I don't know if it's another uniform malfunction, but we have another late substitution after the whistle. Number 53 will trot on for the Middletown defense. That's Blake Harbert. And now Cesar Rodney the ball back, 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. McClements will hand off to Brock Connor, who's met in the backfield. Great defensive play there by Ryan Cheaton.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Connor dragging Cheaton. He only loses a yard on that one. He probably should have lost about 4.
Still fighting are the Cesar Rodney offense, looking to get on the board here. Still being shut out 34-0, 8:40 and ticking here in the 4th quarter. And Middletown got their guy back here tonight. Braden Davis made his return and looked pretty good doing it. Has thrown 2 touchdowns so far. And also a couple drops coming the way of the wide receivers, but just, you know, just getting familiar with your wide receivers and familiar in that offense. That's what this game was kind of for Braden Davis coming back here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good thing to see. It's another fumbled snap there for Cesar Rodney, but no, it's a good thing to see if you're a Middletown fan. You got your quarterback back grooving again, and second half he's looked much better. Another unsportsmanlike penalty, 2 more as another flag's going. Things are starting to unravel here, and right now you can see Coach Blum pulling his team over, and this is smart. This is what you need to do. You're a team that's going to be competing for a state championship game. You can't be losing your cool in a game you're up 34-0.
Absolutely.
Because what's going to happen when you're going against a Salesianum or you're going up against a Smyrna again or a Hodson in the playoffs and things get chippy? You can't afford to get 15-yard penalties in those type of games.
Could be the
You
difference
can't do it. And this is a good talking point, because right now what he's seeing is his team, like, what does it matter? We're up 34-0. But these are habits that will loom large later in the season.
And you said it, Pat. Not one member of that Middletown football team not in that huddle around Coach right now, hearing to what he has to say. He's going to reel them in and get them back on track. 8:06 to play in the 4th quarter. Cesar Rodney, they've got the ball, trying to put some points on the board. They're at the Middletown 48. They're looking at a 2nd and 12 on what has been a very, very sloppy, is one word to use, offensively for Cesar Rodney. The ball has been put on the ground numerous times. I mean, even just me and you talking here, it might be, do you think the ball hit the ground double digits here on offense?
More than likely, because they fell on a lot of them too, and that's something they got to clean up. And you know what? Cesar Rodney's been a storied program in the state. They've always been competitive. They will clean it up. They will get it fixed by the end of the year, and that's what it comes down to. But you know, Coach Blum, I overheard him saying something. You got something to lose here. You get thrown out of the game, you're now suspended for the next one. Okay, you can't have that happen.
And now they'll try to toss it right to Rivera, and that ball hits the deck once again. Rivera able to hop on it after a loss of about 3. But again, the ball hits the ground. You would think, we're not kidding, this is happening right now. But just a tough night, like we talked about earlier. It's just nothing you can really do. Maybe just one of those nights for the Riders.
It seems that way. It definitely seems that way. And, you know, it's just one of those films you're going to look at, though, and you're going to see a lot of positive. I mean, they could have very easily been leading this game at halftime.
Yep.
Very easily could have been leading this game. And without the turnovers, we don't know what this score is right now.
And now 2nd and 14, 7:30 and ticking at the Middletown 37 as CR looking to get on the board. Speed sweep now, handoff to Kennedy around the outside, tries to get the edge, but unable to do so. He's wrapped up hard there by number 48. Again, who is not on our roster sheet, but a great play nonetheless.
Yes, and I'll tell you right now, that young man did the perfect form play, kept the outside arm free on a stretch run, and he did not give that corner up. Beautiful job, beautiful pursuit, and that play went nowhere.
3rd and very long now for the Cesar Rodney offense. 3rd and 14 to be exact from the Middletown 37-yard line. As McClements, the junior quarterback, now has entered the game for Woodland at the start of the 4th quarter. And now he'll go under center on the snap out of the wing tee. Fake handoff. He'll waggle right. It's a one-man route to Handy, and unable to find him as that ball was underthrown and almost intercepted by number 3, DeQuez Walker. Underthrew Handy, who had some room deep, but again, good defensive positioning there by the Middletown secondary.
I'll tell you what, and if Walker picks that off, he might be walking into the end zone. No pun intended. But he had a lot of room in front of him. If he was able to hold on to that, perhaps he saw a little bit of picking his head up and starting to run and trying to make the play before he actually made it.
But no harm, no foul there. Sets up 4th and 14 for this Caesar Rodney offense. They trail 34-0. A 6:28 clock is stopped here in the 4th quarter at Everett Middle School, where the home of Middletown. Again, and speaking of Middletown Cavaliers, Chris Godwin, huge game for the Bucks
Huge game.
last week.
Really stepping
Cavalier.
up. Yeah, he's really stepping up. I'm loving my fantasy team's loving him.
Here comes the blitz. McClements is hit hard as that ball is soared up in the air and falls deep out of bounds, so incomplete. But McClements took a big hit there, I believe, by number 25.
It was 42. It was Derek Burke. Absolutely, he did. That was a pile driver, man. That was a big-time hit. McClements is lucky to be walking up. I mean, usually you see those hits like that, you end up landing on your shoulder and messing it up. So he's probably walking off to the sideline a little out of breath. He got his the wind knocked out of him, but nonetheless, he's up and walking.
Might have been a penalty if he'd been in the NFL. But again, good pressure to get on the quarterback there by that Middletown defensive line with 6:22 to play, and now they'll take over on offense and try to run some of this clock and get out of here as healthy as you can with big-time victory.
You're starting to see some of the JV guys come in here for Middletown, getting some guys some playing time, and new quarterback as well, number 12, Colby Chambers, back in there.
Colby Chambers, yeah, we got to see him at Hodson in that big-time matchup between top 5 teams a few weeks ago. Hodson able to get the better of Middletown that time, but now a little bit of a difference when you got Braden Davis coming back into the equation for this Cavalier offense, and maybe we'll see a rematch of those two teams later down the road, say maybe November.
Yeah, maybe. Galbin, he picked up about 3 yards on that first down carry, but yeah, Middletown's going to try and run this clock down right now as we halfway through the 4th quarter.
And again, thanks for tuning in here on 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and the iHeart Radio app. 5:48 now to go. Still 34-0 as Colby Chambers will sit in the shotgun. Back to each side. He'll quickly hand it off up the gut. I believe it's Ben Martin on the carry. And he picks up 3 yards out to the 40.
Yeah, good job here. I mean, look, we're seeing some fresh faces, a lot of potential future guys here for both programs. So interesting stuff we're seeing out here.
So Middletown again coming back out here on offense. And what a crowd here tonight at Middletown's homecoming. As they put on quite the performance for him, especially in the second half, as Chambers bobbles the snap out of the shotgun. He's going to be taken down in the backfield for a loss of about 3.
Yeah, great job there. It was number 74, Charles Keeler, and number 50, Will Anthony, getting in there, making that play for Caesar Rodney. There is a flag on the play, holding against Middletown. Let's see if they decline that and make it 4th down.
We had our fair share of laundry here tonight as well in stoppage, but nonetheless, Middletown looked very impressive. 34 points here, 12 in the first half.
Yeah, they poured it on in the second half, Nick. And, I think we got to go back to that first half when we're thinking about crowning our Crown Trophy player of the game. You got to go back to the guy who was able to keep things together for Middletown. He had 83 yards rushing in that, and there 78 yards rushing in that first half, and 2 touchdowns. He was the consistency in this Middletown offense in the first half. I think we got to go with this young man, Najee Smith, as our Crown Trophy player of the game. I mean, he was the glue that kept Middletown together through those first half struggles, which kind of led to the big, the pull away here in the second half.
Well, there you have it, our Crown Trophy player of the game, the way of Patrick Arianis, Najee Smith, 2 TDs in that first half. You heard the yardage, and didn't really need a lot of him in the second half, and those stats might have been even better. So 4:48 and ticking, 3rd and long for Middletown from their own 40-yard line. The snap hits Chambers in the face, was not ready for it. Now it's a loose ball that's been picked up by Middletown.
Martin picked it up.
Martin picks it up and gains some yardage. Heads up play there by the running back.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Brings up a 4th down and long, but yeah, I mean, you got to keep one of the starters out there, and they keep Martin, they try and keep things under wraps, and now we'll see a punt.
On trots Anthony Pepper, who's laid the wood a few times on some of these punts and kickoffs, going down there and making some plays. And now he'll come back on and punt once again for Middletown with 4:08 to play. We'll see if CR again can try to put a drive together, get on the board before this game ends.
Yeah.
Because that's the goal now at this point.
That is. You're exactly right, Nick. You want to see a score, like I said, going into next week. You got a big game against Milford.
And one lone return man deep sitting at the Caesar Rodney 32-yard line.
There's another roughing the kicker. They ran right into Pepper, and they're going to call that one, and Middletown will get a first down, and they'll probably be able to run this clock out.
So Pepper takes the penalty there. It will be a personal foul. Give them an automatic first down, a new set of downs for the Middletown Cavaliers, and maybe our last shot to see that Caesar Rodney offense just went down the tube here. Still some time left, though, 3:41 for Middletown, but if they're able to run the clock out, they will earn the victory here tonight on their homecoming in front of a nice crowd on a very special night where they honor Troy Haynes.
Yeah, and it is. It's been a great night here. I really love what the Middletown faithful have done, and Caesar Rodney as well. I mean, they're in some orange too over there, honoring Troy in the way that he deserves to be honored. He really was, a beacon in the state of Delaware, and somebody that kids can look up to, and even us as adults can look up to. I mean, he really was a model athlete and a model student.
1st and 10 now from the 47. Chambers will just hand off to Martin. Picks up about a yard or so before he's brought down at the 47-yard line. Clock continues to tick as we hit the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, no particular rush. And you can see Smith's back in the game now with Martin.
Yeah, he must not have heard that he's the Crown Trophy player of the game. He wants to add on.
He wants to get that century mark,
some
right?
of his stats, yes, sir.
He's 17 yards away from 100 yards on the night. And they really haven't had to use him in the second half, right? He really, but like I said, bell cow in that first half. Gets the ball here.
And there he goes off to the races. Najee Smith, well, if he wasn't the Crown Trophy player of the game, he definitely is now. He takes it all the way for his 3rd touchdown. Over the century mark he goes, Patton. You might as well throw that trophy down to him right now.
You're not kidding. 53-yard touchdown on that one. That takes him up to 136 yards on the night. Only 15 carries, Nick. 3 touchdowns. That's impressive.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's been on the sideline. They just broke him out. Say, hey, Najee, come back here for one more play.
Yeah.
We'll hand you the ball, see what you can do. He did the rest, adds on to that total. Give him another touchdown. That's 3 on the night and up to 40 points now for this Middletown offense. Special teams also coming the way of Timothy Butler on the punt return touchdown. But all facets of the game, Middletown, you said it earlier, they're clicking on all cylinders, and now they lead 40-0, chance to go up 42-0.
Yeah, and the more important, thing for Middletown on that one is that it gets the running clock.
And now, as that one running clock with 1:25 to go and ticking as that one conversion. No good. 40-0 is the score as it stands right now, and that clock again ticking as we now hit the running clock mark here at Everett Middle for the home of Middletown Cavaliers. So 40-0. Najee Smith, his 3rd touchdown, running clock, and now Middletown can kind of sit back, relax, and head home with a nice victory here tonight.
Yeah, and going in the next week against William Penn, another conference foe. It's big. They come out of this game on a rhythm in the second half, and more importantly for Middletown, they come out healthy. Everyone's healthy. You'll get Braden Davis back for a full week of practice, and they'll get ready to take on the Colonials in another great matchup next week for them.
Absolutely. Make sure you tune in to 302 Sports Weekly next Wednesday to find out about the big upcoming games from around the state and all the fall sports. We'll talk about our 302 Sports football game of the week. We've got a volleyball game of the week as well next week, so make sure you tune in on Wednesday to catch up on all the latest sports from around the state. The special thing also coming tomorrow, Fox Sports 1290, tomorrow 10 o'clock, Pat. What do we got?
Pat and Benny show. Coming to you live here, man. Yeah, me and the crew we'll talk some birds. We talk Phillies. Is Capper going? What's going on with that? We also played a fun game. It was who was the last coach? It's pretty much what we played. And we go down the list of NFL teams, and it was like, who was the last coach of? And it was a fun game. Me and Vinny Pinella actually got involved in that one, and I won, of course.
And just like you won that, Middletown, they get the victory here tonight on homecoming. You see them dancing a little bit, celebrating a 40-0 win over Caesar Rodney, who came into hostile territory, was unable to get it done. But the Middletown defense, they've given up 41 points in the year in 4 games, but all of those came in just 2 games this year. The other 2, they were shutouts. Another shutout for this Middletown defense.
Yeah, Middletown defense. I mean, they're strong. They're good up front. That Hodson game seems to be an outlier for them, where they just got beat up by Hodson offensively, and obviously they were without a game changer in Braden Davis. So that potential rematch will definitely be fun to watch if both teams are healthy for that one. But you see, Rodney's going to look at this film, and like I said, there's a lot of positives in that first half. And, they're going to be kicking themselves at the missed opportunities. Absolutely.
Just some unfortunate events there for Caesar Rodney. But Middletown, Braden Davis, he made his return. Pat looked pretty crisp. Some drops by some of his receivers. But his first game back in the offense, and he looked pretty good here tonight.
Yeah, no, he did. And you know what? You get the jitters out. You get the first game back out of the way. He's a little rusty early, but, he figured things out in the second half and was much sharper. 2 touchdown passes.
And that'll do it as we wrap up here from Everett Middle, the home of Middletown Cavaliers. It's their homecoming. They get the victory over the visiting Caesar Rodney Riders, 40-0 for all of us here at 302 Sports, Fox Sports 1290, and iHeartRadio. We'll see you next week when we have our Fan Choice Game of the Week.